Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Ancestral Blood, our Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition Chronicle, Episode 2. We are so happy to have you this evening for our second episode of our mini chronicle. This is episode 2 of 3, so we will be halfway there at this is the halfway mark for our little mini chronicle. If you happen to miss the first episode, that's totally fine. You can catch up on it on our YouTube channel. It is now available on YouTube. So if you do the command catch up in chat, that will take you to our YouTube channel. You can subscribe and you can catch up on all of the shows that we have here at MagiRPG. We have 5 active shows on the channel for a limited time. We have 5 active shows, starting with our Icewind Dale campaign every Sunday. That is at 6 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern. And they just had an episode yesterday, and they will, of course, be here next Sunday as well. So if you want to follow along with Icewind Dale, tune in on Sundays. Of course, we have Ancestral Blood here this Monday, and as a note, we will actually not be here next week due to travels. The Storyteller and one of the players will be traveling. So we will actually be missing next week. And then we will conclude Ancestral Blood on May 8th, Monday, May 8th. But instead, we do have a very special program for you all next Monday, May 1st. And I would like to cordially invite you all to a wedding. A wedding of Dante and Nyssa. A lovely conclusion, epilogue, episode of our 2 Cirque Sophie characters. They will be having a very special episode next week, next Monday, May 1st. Right here, same time, same place. Just be here in a week and you get to enjoy the wedding. Get yourself a wine, get yourself a wedding gift. Make sure you bring gifts to chat so you can celebrate Dante and Nyssa's wedding. And that is it.
That's open bar.
Open bar, Nyssa's dad's paying for it, so he's paying for the wedding.
Sorry, he's the one parent we got. Sorry.
We only have one.
So we hope to see you there for that lovely little epilogue, kind of Cirque Sophie epilogue episode. I'm sure it'll be emotional. There will be tears, and so you definitely want to tune into that. That'll be announced on socials and everything. So make sure to follow us so you can just kind of keep it on your radar for when it happens next week. Next up, of course, tomorrow, we do have our Blaze in the Dark campaign. That will be tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern as well. So that will also be off the following Tuesday, but we'll get into the details of that tomorrow as well. But we will be here tomorrow for Blaze in the Dark. Thursday and Friday of this week, we are off for Rock and Roll Play and Grim Domains, but those will resume next Thursday and next Friday. So, just this week, we're kind of a little off, but next week we will have our regular programming and that special episode as well on the Monday. So we hope to see you for any of our games. We have a lot of stuff that we rerun here on MagiRPG, so if there is a certain type of show, if you're into Vampire, obviously you're here, so I assume you're into Vampire. We have other kind of grim dark campaigns on the channel as well, but we also have adventuring, survival, romance, all of that. You can find it here on MagiRPG. Music, all of it. So that's our whole programming and everything like that. I think that's everything. I'm like stalling because it's like that means I have to start the game. Oh my god. Okay, I'm nervous. Okay. Any other announcements or anything anybody else wants to share before we get into it?
Yeah, can we get some hype in chat for our Storyteller? Thank you.
Oh god. I don't know why I'm so panicked all the time every day, but it's gonna be great. I'm excited for tonight's session and what our coterie will be getting into tonight. So without further ado, let's dive into Ancestral Blood episode 2. The nights in Chicago are cold and long enough for the creatures of the night to go about their own machinations. For years, the Lysander children lived in the daylight, unaware of the true nature of Chicago that lurks in the night. But now, They are welcomed with open arms into the family and will soon better understand the life of a kindred. All of you awake each night, your blood rousing, this new vitae of different clans flowing through your veins. And you have all been at your parents' and getting familiar with your new life for several weeks now. It's been nearly a month, and you're winding up at the end of September into October, and this is the longest you all have been without modern technology, the longest you've been without communicating with the people you love. And it eats at you for some time, but it doesn't eat at you as much as the hunger does. And you've taken time to try different types of food, this new food. Different types of people and things are brought to you to learn your specific types of feeding. And it's, for some of you, not so difficult, for some a little more difficult. For you, Dorian, it's a little difficult because you have a very specific type that you like to feed on, and if you try to feed on anything else, it is not great. You almost retch at it, and your father tells you that this is unfortunately one of the curses that comes with our kind, Clan Ventrue. You are above the cut, above everybody else, and if you don't feed from the certain type that you like to feed from, it becomes a little not great.
Are you saying we're picky eaters?
Essentially, yes. You have a very refined palate, my boy. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right. Okay. Just gotta figure out what I like.
And it takes time, but you do kind of learn that your feeding type, and I have it bookmarked because you picked a new feeding type from the new book, which is very exciting. Extortionist. So you like to force your victims to bleed. So you basically like to extort people. So that's fun. And you kind of learn, and your father teaches you this over time. You kind of learn a little bit more about your feeding type. Silas Jr., you find it difficult to feed from people, and you continue to request blood packs, and to your father's behoovement, I think that's the right word. He doesn't really want you to, but whatever. He's not going to argue much with you over it. You can get your blood packs, but I'm only giving you a certain supply. You're gonna have to figure out on your own where you're gonna get the rest of your meals after I'm done with you. So good luck. Because I can tell you, it's not easy. You can't just go to your hospital where you work and get blood packs. If blood starts going missing, people start asking questions. So you're gonna have to figure that one out on your own.
I'm very aware how a prescription works, Father.
Just letting you know that it's not gonna be easy.
He's gotta toughen up and get used to eating real blood.
Is a blood pack not real blood, Jacques?
Back in my day, we had no such thing. Your kind would just die. Starve to death in the streets.
Willow, you don't have too much of a difficulty feeding. However, the nights that go on and continue, your family has brought all different types of food, and even for some of you, when there was some issues with feeding, they even brought animals, but none of you, I don't think, would any of you try to partake from an animal? I assume not, but it's totally an option if any of you did want to try that. Your family explains that that is something else that you can do. You don't have to kill the animal.
No,
unless it's a small one.
I was vegan as a human, so I won't eat the animal.
But Willow, there's one night where your family brings different animals. None of you choose to feed on it, but there's one little rat that looks at you with its little beady eyes, and it's like it chose you and you chose it. The two of you feel connected.
That's my baby.
You gonna drink that one, Willow?
No, he's precious. Look at his little face.
Eh.
She scoops him up, puts him in her purse. Oh my god, I got a pet rat, y'all. Fuck yeah! I'm going to name you Machiavelli. And I just put him in my bag. He's a purse rat.
And your little rat Machiavelli sits in your purse and is very loyal to you, and becomes your little friend.
He's my spy now.
If you like that, there's thousands of them in the sewers.
No, this one's different. Look at the pattern on him.
All right.
Look, he's got a
Pattern.
little heart. This is it looks like a little heart, doesn't it? She is holding him up in Jacques' face. Look!
And Val, you also haven't had too much difficulty feeding and finding your type and what you like to feed off of. It's just more that for you, when you feed off of people, you kind of feel what they feel. If there was if they were feeling
I'm an
scared. Yes, essentially yes. If they were scared, you felt the scaredness for a moment. If they were into it, you felt that as well in that moment. If they were tired, you kind of feel the tiredness a little bit as well. So whatever they feel, you feel as well. And I believe, let me double check here. You also chose a new Bane, the new Toreador Bane from the new book. So when a Toreador vampire feeding causes damage to a mortal, vampire suffers usually aggravated damage. The damage takes the form of involuntary internal bleeding, the vampire exhibiting vivid bruising, whatever spot matches the bite of the victim. So in these situations, you don't harm them to the point where they take aggravated damage, but if it were to ever come to that, you would. But in the initial feelings that you get, you do understand that you're starting to feel kind of what they feel in some ways. So you all again are learning more, and the nights continue, and you also take time to, your family introduces you to members of your own clans, and you get to kind of get more familiar with your disciplines a little bit as well. It's still new to you, and some things still don't fully make sense. Dorian, it's pretty easy for you because your father teaches you everything. He teaches you the power of dominate and how you have the ability to compel people to get what you want. And it's kind of something that you're kind of still getting familiar with, but you understand that if you channel parts of your blood and the blood, the vitae that flows through you, you are able to compel people to do certain things.
A very useful skill.
Yes.
Is this how you've been so successful with the business?
I have had moments where I have had to do this, yes.
All right, noted.
And it does start to make sense to you, Dorian. There are times where there's been like board meetings where you thought that it was absolutely going to go one way, but somehow it's worked out that suddenly people who were going to vote no voted yes. And you ask them about it afterwards, and they just kind of, they look a little hazed and like hazy and like not sure. Like, you think back to those moments at the company.
I just assumed that it was Dad's magnanimous personality, that he just managed to win them over with his business acumen and his terrifying presence. But I guess it was more than that.
And Willow, you learn a little bit more about some of your powers. Honestly, it's actually Uncle Jacques that teaches you some of the powers of obfuscate. And you realize that you two have that in common. You're able to cloak yourselves in darkness to avoid being seen in some instances.
Okay, now get close to them and just blow on the back of their neck.
Okay, she puts Machiavelli in her purse again because he was out watching so he could learn too. But she's gonna put him in the bag and just kind of sneak up behind Dorian and just do a little breath on his neck and look at Uncle Jacques like,
I said blow, not breathe. Blow! Nah.
okay.
Val, you learn a bit of your disciplines from, actually more from your mother. And you learn that you have a certain presence, that you can take a room in a different way than your father and mother even have. They are able to use a power to command, but yours, it's more like all eyes on you. You're able to easily manipulate a room of people if you needed to. And that's something you keep in mind and keep in the back of your head, and you think, if I ever needed to go in a public place, which you go to many parties, you go to many events, you may have that ability to sway people into getting what you need if you ever needed it.
I am assuming I wouldn't have learned about the physical ability that I have yet.
Not quite yet.
Okay. Maybe tonight?
It'll, yeah. Perhaps tonight. And for you, Silas, it's a little bit different. You cannot be taught any of your disciplines. Actually, you might actually be able to. Hold on, let me double check what your second thingy is. No, you are not able to be taught any of your disciplines from your family. You, my
Once
child.
again, letting me down.
You are a rare breed, child, because what you learned is not originally from Kindred. It was from mages. And with that, you are going to have to visit the Tremere Chantry, and they are going to have to teach you about the ways of blood magic and thaumaturgy.
And don't you blow it. We've had to pull a lot of strings to get you into that place.
And so you do get driven. Silas, the first one to really leave the house, gets taken to the Tremere Chantry in Chicago. And oh man, I meant to look this up before we started. I forget where it is in Chicago. Chris, you might be like, well, I know where it is.
I'll let you take care of it.
But you get driven to the Chantry, and this place is unlike anything you've really experienced before. It's a place of, well, first of all, you get dropped off. Uncle Jacques takes you, but he's not allowed in, despite being a older generation vampire with a lot of sway. The Tremere are very picky on who they let into their little chantry. And you take some time to get familiar with the various Tremere there, the regent as well. He is basically the head of the chantry. And it's a lot learning about what they call the pyramid. And there's a lot of things that you begin to learn about the Tremere. But the one thing that is interesting to you is that they do treat you with a respect, despite you being a fresh lick. It's like they think that the pyramid will have a lot of use for you. And one thing that they do make you do, and they say that this in some ways is a bit old school, but they are trying to get back into the old ways of the Tremere, is they want you to recite a code.
Ooh.
And initiation into the Tremere. And again, this is something that's a little old school, but it's kind of cool. The Tremere are kind of cool.
Alrighty.
So they, the regent Deucible, he gives you a code, and I would like you, Chris, to read it.
Okay.
Hell yes.
Absolutely.
Let's
To
hear
be
it.
fully initiated into the Tremere.
Oh, it's a long one.
Yeah, it's pretty long. Sorry, everybody.
Clear my hold on. Let me get a quick.
Get a little drinky there.
Okay.
We'll
A
sit.
quick sip.
A little quick sip from my blood bag.
And make sure you say your first and last name. Thank you.
Okay, will do. So I get this. I'm imagining this ancient scroll is rolled out in front of me on some sort of lectern, and I'm standing there, and it's it's strange because all this is new, but also I'm public speaking and graduating from medical school. I've probably had to do some sort of commencement thing, so he's not all that uncomfortable, to be honest. And so yeah, he looks at the scroll and he looks down, and here we go. I, Silas Lysander Jr., hereby swear my everlasting loyalty to House and Clan Tremere and all of its members. I am of their blood, and they are of mine. We share our lives, our goals, and our achievements. I shall obey those the House sees fit to name my superiors, and treat my inferiors with all the respect and care they earn for themselves. I will not deprive nor attempt to deprive any member of House and Clan Tremere of his magical power. To do so would be an act against the strength of our house. Oh, sorry, was I going too slow for you?
Yeah, you're going too slow. So
Sorry,
we're cutting it short.
all right. I will not slay nor attempt to slay any member of the house and clan except in self-defense, or when a magus, how do you say that word?
Magus.
Magus.
When
Outside of this game, I'm not sure.
When a magus has been ruled outlaw by a properly constituted tribunal. If a magus has been ruled an outlaw, I shall bend all efforts to bring such magus to justice. I hereby swear this oath on April 24th, 2023. Woe to they who try to tempt me to break this oath, and woe to me if I succumb to such temptation.
And in that, you are officially initiated into Clan Tremere, House Tremere, loyal to the Camarilla, and they begin to teach you the ways of blood magic and how you can manipulate with even the slightest drop of blood. You can do things like learn about other people's clans and what they are, and study people, just like you studied people as a medical professional. Now you study them in a different way as one of House Tremere. And with that, the four of you have spent some time, and Silas, you leave the chantry, and as you're exiting, you see a line of black cars. It looks like a funeral procession of all black vehicles lined up outside of the chantry. And you realize it's your family there to pick you up.
Oh.
We kind of be driving in style, huh?
Uncle Jacques rolls down the window.
You did good, kid. Personally, I think the oath was a bit more theatrical than the Nosferatu would appreciate, but... Get in.
Okay.
We're gonna celebrate by getting dinner.
And you all will go on your first hunt. But before that, you take one last rest for the day, for the night, into the day, and rest for the next night, where I want you all to make one last rouse check.
All right. Here we go.
Because some of you are at hunger 3.
Wait, this is gonna be really bad. If it's bad, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
Fail. 3 fails, baby.
I
Hey, never
failed.
mind.
Oh my god.
Ooh,
You
Silas is at a 4.
I'm at a 4.
You all failed your rouse checks except Jacques.
Look at how hungry I am.
I'm only at 3. I'm only at 3 now.
Yeah, I'm at 3.
fine.
I'm good. It's normal.
Oh my gosh. You all are really, really hungry. Ravenously hungry.
Dude, I'm about to
It's
pick
almost-
some up.
It's almost like cruel in a way, because again, your parents have been taking care of you and feeding you, but it's been sporadic, and you haven't been able to eat every night, and it's almost like they're setting you up for failure in a way, as you all are hungry into this night. And sure enough, this is the night where your parents let you leave and go on your first hunt. Now, Silas Sr. is not present currently. He's around, but he's greeted. You're greeted by your mother and Jacques. Now, your mother says, Anna Lysander, Willow and Val, I'd be happy to take the 2 of you this evening on your first hunt.
Oh.
I have just the place. Now that leaves Dorian and Silas. You can go with your Uncle Jacques.
Great.
Haha.
Yeah, fucking laugh. Just give them a look like.
Has anyone ever
Jacques,
told you you laugh like a jackal?
Yes, many times.
Come now, Dorian. Show him some respect. He can't control how grotesque he is. It's fine.
Hmm.
Good point. He's doing the best he can.
Now. Remember what your father said. He is your elder, and you are to respect him.
I've heard worse.
It's very hard to wrap my head around that, Mom.
Mm.
It's very difficult.
Oh, I'll give you an idea. Silas, Dorian, let's go. We're gonna hunt the way that men hunt. We're gonna get proper meals for you 2 boys.
He's a bit old school in his thinking, but
A bit.
it's
Manly.
It's
hunting.
Well, we're gonna go hunt like girls.
Going to the mall.
That was
Ooh.
a threat, by the way.
Just remember how I taught you, Willow. You sneak up behind him. Soft breath.
I thought you told me to stab them when I get behind them.
No. Never mind. Good luck with that one, Anna.
No, is that not what you said?
It's not, no. Where'd you come up with that?
Nowhere.
The whole point is not to be seen.
Well, now, Jacques, I suppose we will see you before the sunrise back here. Do be sure to bring them back in one piece. Don't be too hard
Oh,
on the
don't worry.
boys.
I'll take care of your little boys.
And sure enough, the two of you, boys and Uncle Jacques, get in a black van, like an SUV style, tinted windows, and you do have a driver. What is the name of your driver, Jacques? You do
Lucas.
have
Lucas.
No, that's my
Lucas.
driver.
I know.
Oh, okay,
That's the
right.
one that drives me around to school. You can't take Lucas.
He was
I'm
all
sorry.
of our drivers.
I
Well,
believe-
he's mine right now.
Do
Are you
have
talking
a-
about my ghoul?
Yes. What
No, I
was your-
don't have a ghoul. Oh, Marcus, I believe his name is.
Sorry.
Martin.
Martin, that's right, Martin.
You
Marcus!
call him Marcus.
Marcus, go ahead and take us to, let's see, where should we go? Oh, I know. Let's go to the East Village.
It's Marcus or Martin, sir. He says nervously.
Jacques, he has a name tag.
A what?
Can't read. Jacques can't read.
He has
Look,
it on his.
East Village is gonna be great. This is where I usually hunt. Now, normally, vampires need to stay in their own territory, you understand? So, normally for you kids, you're gonna want to stay on the Gold Coast, maybe near the north side, but your Uncle Jacques, I know you boys want to get rowdy, you know, it's your first time out, you might get a little bit messy. So I pulled some strings. We're gonna go to the East Village. We're gonna have some proper fun. None of that bag blood. None of this talking and consent stuff. No. We're gonna get proper meals.
That doesn't sound like a good time to me.
Yeah. and How do you feed Jacques?
Oh, I'm gonna show you. Right up this way, Marcus.
And Marcus does take you a bit of a drive east from Gold Coast to the East Village, which is Nosferatu territory, and your uncle does have permission to feed there among members of his clan. It's like
I got
the
them
area...
a night pass, right? The boys, they have a night pass.
Oh my god, not
Yes.
the night pass.
Okay.
A night pass, yes.
Is there a badge that we have to clip to our?
No, just
On your shirt
if you
right
run
here.
into another vamp, you tell them that you tell them to go talk to me. I'll put them straight.
And thankfully that you don't generally run into a lot of other kindred in this area because a lot of them do keep to the sewers. Keep to the shadows. This area is, again, many Nosferatu linger here, but many Nosferatu don't show their faces in public most of the time because it could be a masquerade breach if they reveal their faces due to the nature of how they look. But you do find some areas, some various alleys in the evening where you drive about, and this area is somewhat lively. There are various bars, dive bars, places where people do hang out in the evenings. Is there anywhere in particular, Jacques? Would you like to feed first, or would you like to take the children? What's your plan?
Okay, let me show you boys how it's done. As they're driving, you see Jacques look to the right, and out the window you see a sewer, and inside the sewer is a pair of eyes looking back at you, and Jacques just sort of waves at them. You guys head down a
Friend of yours?
Oh yeah, no, that's Gary. So up here, this is where we need to go. And as you guys drive, you see he goes. You guys are already kind of in a seedier part of the neighborhood. He gets in like the worst parts of the neighborhood. There's like a brothel down the street. There's several drug dens. You guys probably wouldn't be caught here at any time. Now, what we're looking for is transients. These are people that no one's gonna miss. Lowlifes, drug addicts, prostitutes, people who, if they went to the cops, no one's gonna believe them. They're probably just strung up on something. See this one right here? This one, the one that's walking funny? Yeah, Marcus, get close to him. Jacques leans out the window.
Yes, sir. And he begins to drive toward this person.
Hey there, fellow. You doing all right? You look cold.
You see a person who is dressed in a very big, kind of bulky, but raggedy coat. And they look like they're hiding something under their coat. And they say, "Hey, I don't want any trouble, man. I'm just on my way to that way." And he like begins to walk away.
You cold? You need a ride? We can. I hold up some money. We can get you to a soup kitchen or something.
How much money you holding up?
Whatever you need. Look, we got plenty. It's the right thing to do to share. I'm an old man. I don't got many years left in me, so.
I don't know, man. I gotta go. And he starts.
Fuck this one, Marcus. Keep driving. You guys peel away. I'm looking for someone else desperate. Someone who looks like they're probably living outdoors.
Dorian turns to Silas Jr. This is disgusting. This is the most disgusting thing I've seen of Jacques so far.
This is abhorrent.
Sure enough, Martin does drive up to another individual. They are a little bit more rowdy and less shady. Also looking a little rough around the edges. And they look at you as you approach.
This one's good, Marvin. Pull up slow.
He starts making a little gigolo. Hey, you come here to pick me up, buddy? Hey.
Yeah, we're looking for a good time. You available?
Oh, well, for you. I might need a little extra something.
Oh, I got plenty. I hold up a whole wad of cash.
Now you're speaking my language.
I'm an old man.
buddy.
I'm looking for a good time before I check out.
Oh, all right. This is not my normal, but you got a lot of money there. And he looks like he's ready to rob you. You see, he has something on his side. As you observe, it looks like he might have a weapon of sorts.
I'm okay with that.
But as he gets closer, he gets, okay, let me see how much cash you got there. And he goes
get
right
on
up
in.
to
I open the
window.
door and I scoot back. So now I'm in the car.
Slides in and begins to go to his pocket. How much
As
you
he
got
goes, I hand him the whole wad of cash.
there? Okay.
Here you go. And I reach over, and as I'm handing him that, I'm like pulling the door closed.
He tries to go to keep the door open, and he.
Or does he get in, or is he like?
He's in. Yes.
Okay.
He's in.
He goes to like try to keep the door open, and I am going to use. I am going to use my Protean ability, Lethal Body.
Okay.
Oh, not Lethal Body. It was actually Potence. I'm going to use my Potence
Yes.
Lethal
yeah.
Body. That's what it was.
Yep.
I pull the door shut and I like pin him back. And before he even knows what's happening, I am down on his neck, biting at his jugular.
I am not even gonna have you roll for this because it's a free ability. You don't have to rouse for it. You overpower this man.
You said it looked like he had a weapon. What was that?
He did. It looks like he does have a gun on his side.
Okay. I reach down and I just put my hand on the gun to make sure he doesn't unholster it as I just continue sucking him dry.
Okay.
I will stop short of killing him if I can.
Yes. Yes. And you, what's your hunger at right now?
2.
Jacques? Okay, you're fine. You slate 1 dot of hunger. You go down to hunger 1, and you feed from this man. And you all watch as Jacques tears into. Do you go for his neck or his wrist?
His neck.
Okay. You watch as Jacques tears into this guy's neck for just a moment. It's gets a little bit of blood on the seats, but it's not like excessive amount. And the man kind of goes into a daze afterward. He is not fully conscious, but you don't drain him to the point where he's like completely like unconscious. He's just kind of in a daze.
Hey, thank you.
Oh, thank you for the $10.
Thank
Anonymous.
you so
thank you.
much.
I then go through his pockets. I'm gonna take his driver's license and his money, and I'm gonna unclip his gun and keep the ammo.
Okay. You do that, and he doesn't have any other possessions on him. No, so you are able to take his ID.
Hold on. Are you taking the money you gave him or his money as well?
Both.
Yeah, to clean the seats afterwards.
Don't be.
Oh,
You're.
I hope he doesn't make you do the cleaning. I say to the driver.
You're gonna rob him after?
These people were look. A fool and his money are soon parted, but a fool and his money were lucky to get together in the first place, okay? Besides, I could have done a lot worse.
It doesn't mean you can just take his money. Take your money back. You got fed. Throw him out. Don't rob the guy.
You telling me what to do now? You gonna tell me how to hunt?
I'm not gonna tell you how to hunt, but just don't rob him.
Yeah, this isn't
Look,
hunting. This is
He's gonna
stealing.
Look, you're not thinking straight here. This guy's gonna wake up, and he's gonna wonder what happened to him. He's gonna start asking questions, right? He's got no wallet. He's got no money. He must have gotten mugged. See, we're giving him an out.
Remember you?
He's gonna put things together the way that he makes sense of it. We need him to have a way to believe what happened tonight was normal business. He wakes up, he's got his gun, his money. Then what happened? I just smooched on him and dropped him off? He was gonna rob us.
Well, then don't just take his ammo. Take the gun too. Who's gonna leave the gun?
All right.
I take the gun and I open the door and I just throw this man out onto the puddle.
Jesus.
I guess
And
there's
you-
some sense in what he said there.
And you do just that, and this man that you just fed from is left to be on the street as the car drives away. You all, if you do look back, you just see the body slumped on the ground, still breathing. He'll wake up.
I like to keep the driver license as a souvenir. And that way, if they ever come asking questions, I can figure out who it was.
And if you have an oopsie daisy, they don't have any way to identify the body.
Oh, if there's an oopsie daisy, there's not going to be a body. Don't worry. We'll get to that if it comes to it, all right? Now, this looks like a good place. Delilah's, right up here. Delilah's, it used to be a great joint back in the day. The women, they got the blood flowing to more ways than one, you know what I mean? But you kids,
Do not know what you mean.
I want you to go out, get yourself a meal, a real meal, you know, find something acceptable, get your teeth wet, and you come back to Uncle Jacques, all right? If you have any problems, you let me know.
Okay. This is where we're going to feed.
Yeah.
And as you drive up to Delilah's, it has a neon sign with a silhouette of a naked woman on it that kicks its leg up and down in the light. And it's a bit of a raggedy looking place. It's no windows. It's dark. This looks like some sort of strip club or brothel of sorts. You see a bouncer at the door, and you are left there, and we will get back to that as we cut to the girls. Anna is taking you all, and a bit more of a refined evening for the ladies. As Anna Lysander takes you all, and she explains, well, the two of you, you thrive in your own environments. The environments you have become part of. And though you may have to leave parts of your life behind, that doesn't mean you need to leave the scenes that you grew up in behind. You can still be involved in art and modeling and be part of those scenes, just in a different way now. So perhaps we take you to a familiar area, one that maybe you both would thrive in. And she takes you to a local, she takes you to the district where your school is, Willow. And there are lots of bars and clubs in this area that are very lively at this time of the evening. It's a Friday night also, I should mention. So it's a pretty busy night for your first hunt. And she takes you to a club that is one that the two of you have frequented before. It's both of you are familiar with the people that attend this club. You have probably friends and that you may or may not know there. It is definitely within both of your natural habitats in your previous life. And your mother thinks this is probably a good place for you all to have your first hunt. Now, this isn't really my vibe, so I suppose I will wait for you all. But if anything does happen, just come out to the car. I will be here. But the two of you, I'm sure you can handle yourselves fine on your own. Just remember all the things that your father and I have taught you, and Uncle Jacques, and you'll be fine.
Is there like a time limit? Do we have a time limit?
Well, I would say about an hour before the sun rises is best. It gives us enough time to get home. But if you feel you want to leave earlier, if you finish very quickly, then it's as long as it's before the sun rises.
Do these things normally take that long?
No, it can take up fairly quickly if you want to. However long you feel fit for your hunt.
Okay, I'll be done in like 5 minutes. I don't want to drag this out.
Yeah, we can make it quick.
Let's make it quick. Just pick some. Let's just go in. Let's pick some people.
They'll walk in. I assume they walk in like they I'll link arms with Willow.
Oh my God,
and
that's so hot
there's
of
no
us.
line waiting. There's none of that. Like we're walking in.
Wait, that's so hot. Wait, I have my rat in my bag as well.
It got hotter.
It got hotter. Machiavelli is here. I'm holding it's a little purse like this, little shoulder bag, and he's peeking his head out. Okay.
You good to go do your thing?
Well, who are you gonna pick?
She's gonna take a glance at the crowd. Her initial thought, she's just gonna look for the same way she would pick, like who she's gonna dance with, who she's gonna flirt with that night when she walks in. But I think if she's looking around, she has a second thought. And I'll just say, I think I'm gonna help someone out. I'm gonna find why not two birds with one stone, I'll take care of someone else's problem.
Okay.
Is there anyone we know in here? Because I want to avoid anyone we know.
So you two both make your way in, and it's true, you do pass the bouncer, the person at the door, and you walk into this club. It's kind of a more modern decor, but it's got a bit of like, it does have like a unique chicness to it. The music that they're playing is actually, do we have like better music? I don't think
Oh my
I
God, yes, please put some club music on, please.
I don't think I got club music.
Something upbeat.
But it's kind of like
EDM.
that. It is like a more upbeat. It's kind of like a. I'm
I don't know
to
why I
think of the
pictured like the Tron soundtrack.
Is that like literally the
It's like
Tron
EDM,
soundtrack?
but it's like dark. It's not EDM, but it's like that dark vibe, city vibe.
I do kind of like that. All right. End
we
of
can't play
Line,
that.
is playing right now. And you walk in, and it does look like there's a lot of more people of higher status here.
Good.
So Willow, the nice thing is you don't really recognize too many people.
Good.
But Val, you probably notice some people among your crowd, some other models and other people like at the fashion industry. They are kind of having like very high-end cocktails. The music isn't actually it is pretty loud, so people are kind of yelling over each other, but it's definitely got a more high-end aesthetic and vibe to the place.
Okay.
I'll squeeze Willow's hand and I'll say, just call for me if you need me, okay? And
Okay.
I will prowl away.
Prowl.
It's a prowl. I would like to mention that Val does have Cat's Grace, which is a celerity discipline. And I think she's kind of moving that way as she like circles the crowd, like a panther would if they were prowling. And I'm kind of, what I'm looking for, I'm sure I'll find it here, is I'm looking for like some fucking crypto finance bro who's like harassing some girl. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay. And Val, it is interesting to you as you walk into this club, you kind of feel in your element, and you do begin to feel some of these new disciplines that you have. You feel in your element, like you're able to maneuver and use them a bit easier. And it is true, when you walk kind of into like the dance, the floor where the dancing is, somebody like kind of moves towards you, but you're able to kind of very agilely slide past them in a way that you've never been able to do before. It does feel kind of cat-like. And you do move very gracefully toward like some of the lounge area where people are sitting and talking and having drinks. And you see these lower to the ground couches with little tables in the middle where people have drinks and, drink services. And you do see a man in a suit. Kind of looks like your father in some ways. Not great.
They all do though. All of those guys, they all look
All
the
those
fucking
men.
same.
Yeah. He's got slick back, dark hair. He's got a
Okay, hold
Rolex
up.
watch. He's got a well tailored dark blue suit and a tie. And you see him chatting with a girl. She is very pretty. She's got short black hair with little like stylish glasses. And she's wearing like a short dress. And the two of them are talking. You can tell she kind of looks uncomfortable in the conversation.
Yeah.
And he is like got his arm leaning toward her, and she is kind of has the body language where she's not really vibing with it.
Oh, I hate this. So I'm gonna fix it. I think that Val is she's feeling strong, she's feeling powerful, but she is at a hunger force, so I'm feeling, I wanna make this snappy. So I think she's gonna put on a show. She's gonna like trying to find a place like on the edge of the dance floor where like clearly in his line of sight, like just dancing by herself and try to like make eye contact so she can like beckon him over.
And as you're doing this, again, you're feeling in the moment, and you realize you are able to control the room in a way that you have never been able to before. If you wanted to, you could kind of have his eyes right on you. If
Why
with some of
shouldn't
your
Why
presence
shouldn't I?
abilities.
You talking about a little bit of awe or just my passive presence?
Yes, I would say awe, which you are able to activate for free. You don't have to do a rouse check, which is good.
Cool. Oh yeah. As long as I don't have to do that, then I will do that. Because she's not fucking around.
And as you do, the eyes kind of go on you, not just from him, but many people begin looking at you as you kind of take control. But in a way, it draws him in even more because he sees you across the room. And he makes his way over to you.
Cool. I imagine it's like the slow-mo, like everyone else is like moving normal speed and it's like the slow-mo in like one of those movie scenes. And she's just gonna like keep dancing, keep doing the same thing she's doing, kind of ignore him for like a minute while he does whatever he's doing. And then I would like to use, what I would like to do is I would like to turn around and just straight kiss him. And I'd like to use a little extra oomph, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
If I can. Wait, is that gonna make me more hungry? Oh god, it might. You know what? I'll do it because I don't know about that.
You do have to rouse to use what you want to use.
If I what? I don't even know what happens. I feel like I should. Or you think I should not?
You do
Okay.
what you think Val would do. And so you begin to dance with him, and as you do, for a moment he dances towards you. You play a little bit of that hard to get, and it just draws him in even more. And eventually he pulls in close to you, and it's hard in this moment when he gets really close to you. He is your prey, and this meal has been presented on a nice platter right in front of you. And you, not even for a moment, want to tear into his flesh. Because not only did you already experience him making another girl uncomfortable, him being such a fucking Chad, and it's just kind of gotten to you to a way where you need to feed right now.
Okay. If I feel like that strongly that I like need to feed, then I would just like probably go for like, cause I would have like pulled him like into the crowd, so we're like in the thick of it.
Yes.
And then if I don't even have time, if I'm too hungry and I'm just going for the neck, then like playing it off like we're getting into it.
Okay, you go ahead and feed, and do you do this on the dance floor?
That was my plan.
Okay.
But I'm trying, like, she's trying to do, like, she's trying
do,
to play it
and-
off as much as she can, but she's also hungry, so.
Go ahead and so
Oh, no.
you begin to feed, and because you're at hunger 4, I'm gonna have you roll a hunger frenzy. Because the minute the blood begins to, like, the minute the wound is open, that taste, you are very close to wanting to completely kill this man.
That'll be bad.
So go ahead and roll the resist frenzy. It's gonna be a difficulty of 3.
What does resist frenzy actually roll? Just so I know. Like, what am I? Like, is it?
It is
what ability
your
is it?
willpower.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's your willpower plus 1/3 of your humanity rounded down.
Okay.
Which you don't have
I
a lot
might
of
have a
willpower,
chance
but
then.
you do have a lot of humanity.
Okay, I'm
So-
gonna roll it. I'm gonna roll it. Oh. Am I gonna roll it? Is it gonna let me roll it? Oh. Oops, sorry, I might have rolled it multiple times. Look at the first one. I'm sorry. Sorry. That's it. That should be it.
Oh, you failed all 3.
No, it says
It
failed,
says
but
the wrong
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I got-
ignore the,
Whew.
ignore the yeah. So the first roll,
thing. The first
you
one
did,
is actually the best
3
one.
out of 5 successes,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
you rolled.
The other 2
3,
I failed, right?
and the other 2 you failed.
But it's only the first one counts. Sorry. It wasn't going.
You're lucky.
Ah.
You do roll 3 successes on that, and one of them is a 10. So the beast kind of whispers in your ear for a moment. Oh! And it whispers in your ear, he doesn't deserve to live. And just finish him off. Just finish. But you take a moment, and you, again, as a Toreador with high humanity, you pull away from him, and you're able to close the wound. Do you want to lingering kiss him? You could make this man want to come back for more, and he can be your regular feed of the night if you wanted to.
You know what? I think I will do it too, just because she was already so hungry and upset about him, like, being annoying to other girls, that I think she'll do it just so he doesn't bother other people.
So
Regardless
you
of her
can,
plans for him.
Slate a dot of hunger.
Okay.
So you're at hunger 3. But if you want to, you can rouse check. It's a little risky, and you can lingering kiss him.
No, you know what? I'm gonna leave him. She doesn't have she hasn't like mastered her abilities enough, and I think if she's still hunger 3, she's still not
Oh.
feeling great.
I'm sorry, it's free. I
Oh,
don't
it
know
is?
why I thought it was. I don't know why I thought it was a rouse check. So you can.
I think. Oh yeah, cost free. A number of nights equal to my presence rating. What is
So that is 1 or 2.
2? Mine's 2. Or
you're
like
2.
my level, yeah, is 2.
So the feed that you did off of him, it does induce a near ecstasy for this man.
Ooh.
It tastes good.
And he becomes addicted to your kiss and obsesses over it and will want to seek you out. He, to the point of like obsession. And you The user adds dice equal to their presence to any subsequent charisma attribute assisted pool. A mortal fed upon with this power can make a willpower test every week to resist the effects. Okay. All right. So
it's my enemy. Am I making my enemy right now?
isn't that so? No, you have a flaw of a stalker.
Oh, that's what I meant.
And
That's
isn't
my
that
enemy
just
too.
so fitting that the first man that you feed on for the evening becomes obsessed with you? His name, and you didn't even ask,
No.
but
Absolutely
he tells
not.
you that his name. I'm looking at this. His name is Eric. Eric Gilmore.
And he looks kind of like
And-
my dad.
He is an influencer.
No!
Oh, this is the worst.
A crypto
He is
influencer?
He's a crypto YouTuber.
Oh no! Oh.
He begins
Is he
to
a
tell you
YouTuber
about-
who got into crypto? Or was he a crypto guy who got big on YouTube?
Wait, this is important to know.
was-
Not
he
that
was a
important.
crypto guy that got
Chicken
into
or the egg?
YouTube
That's the
okay.
worst.
and happened to blow up.
Listen, but
and
that
he-
girl, she's free and she was cute as hell. I'm coming back later.
He begins to pull out his phone because he wants to take a photo with you.
Oh.
Oh my god,
Nope,
will you
I'm-
subscribe to my YouTube
I'm
channel?
out.
That's
Can
what
I
she's
dip?
gonna
Can
ask.
I dip? Can I like cat's grace away? I'm like ducking away.
You do kind of duck away, and then we cut to you, Willow.
Oh no. Well, I'm not strutting about. That's for sure. Uncle Jacques told me to stay in the shadows and stab.
Yes.
That's what he told me.
Not stab. Wait, what?
Willow, are you activating any obfuscate powers, or are you just being kind of a creeper in the corner?
Creeper in the corner. I think at least at first she's probably just like using small stature to her advantage of like, you know, when you small and you get lost in a crowd like that. So I don't think any actual abilities yet. Cause she's kind of trying to figure out who she's gonna choose, and she's probably looking around at all these people and like, we could, you know, I could choose someone who looks really pretty, or maybe I should choose someone really unfortunate looking and put them out of their misery, or I could. And she's gonna peek open her little purse and just look at little Machiavelli. Machiavelli, who should we pick? He's just looking at
Machiavelli
the rat.
just kind of just looks at you, and kind of his little paw just gnaws at you and at your little hand.
Okay. The direction he puts his little paw up in, I'm gonna follow the paw line, and if there was a person at the end of that, like if he's putting his little paw up, I'm gonna look and see where that's like, if there's a person that correlates. Like if
Roll
he was
me
pointing.
a wits and awareness check,
Okay.
Willow.
Oh god. Oh god. My first roll by myself. What's awareness? Okay. Where's awareness? Fuck me.
So I would do so go to awareness first.
Okay, yeah.
That's... click on that and then choose wits as the second one, and you don't have to worry about the difficulty or anything like that.
Okay. Sorry. I'm having to find things on my sheet.
No worries, you're a baby.
Don't see awareness anyway. Oh, there it is. I found it. Okay. And difficulty, I should set it.
Yeah. It. Let's see. You have 2 successes.
2 successes.
Those are-
Is what I got.
Both on the hunger dice. You.
Good or bad?
You look. And. Oh, Willow. How serendipitous is it for this moment
I'm scared.
that you look across the room and It's true that this scene is usually more high end, but you do see a small circle of people that you recognize.
No!
You
Machiavelli.
see some of your closest. You do see some of the professors at your school, along with some of the teachers' assistants, going out for drinks afterwards. And
Okay.
sure enough, you see him.
Not him.
He's a TA at school,
Not him.
and he's the man that you've been seeing for some time now. His name is Renee.
I'm covered in.
He has long, dark hair, tattoos on his neck and hands and fingers. The tattoo on his neck is one of a serpent.
Oh, it's so hot.
And he has piercing green eyes, just like you remember them.
Yeah. He's so
he
hot.
wears a dark blazer and kind of nicer trousers. And you see him there across the room, but it doesn't look like he's seen you just yet.
Fuck. This isn't good. Do I just bite my boyfriend? Yes or no? He'll never know. They forget it, right? Do they forget? Oh gosh. I wish I'd been listening when Dad told us. I wasn't listening. Fuck it. Why not? I should go see him, right? It's only polite. And Machiavelli did point towards him. Because he
It's
knows his
true.
daddy. I'm making my way downtown.
You make your way across the room, and it's again in that lounge area where people are kind of sitting and talking and chatting, and you see him. You see your boyfriend, Renee. He looks up at you. Willow? Willow.
Am I not supposed to... Wait, also, side question.
Willow. It's been weeks.
Oh, that's right, it's been weeks. Oh, she probably, looks shocked like a... it has been weeks. I am so sorry. You know,
Hold on, no, and I have to leave. And he grabs the drink that he was with, and the people he was with, they just kind of like talk to each other. They like look at each other, but he gets up and leaves the conversation he was in and walks directly up to you.
Oh, he's a sweetheart. Oh my god, I love him. Oh my god, I think we're gonna have to kill him though.
Willow, where have you been? I tried calling you, and I thought I didn't want to think the worst. I was ready to call somebody, but then your father reached out and said you were not doing well, and so you were staying with your parents for a couple of weeks. Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
You only see your dad in the summers.
Yeah, but he,
Is he sick? Are you sick? Is there like a family like disease going on or something? Like, are you okay?
oh fuck.
She's just thinking like, oh my god, nobody prepared me for this.
Willow, it's been 3 weeks and 5 days.
You've been counting?
It's been a long this is the longest the two of us have been apart.
Oh my god, she's gonna
And-
grab his hands. That's so
He
romantic.
grabs your hands as well. And Willow, I've been thinking about you every single day. And I don't ever want to be this far from you again.
I love him.
And
I have to keep him.
I realize that this time away, I can't picture being away from you like that again. I have a question.
Oh my god, I'm putting
Willow.
my rat away for this.
Willow, I just want. Will you marry me?
I get 2 weddings these weeks.
Oh, fuck us.
He asked that, and with that, we'll cut back to the boys.
I don't know why, I just got a really bad feeling.
You two sitting in the SUV outside of this Delilah's with Jacques. What would you like to do?
We're not feeding here.
Yes, we are. Pull over, Marlin.
What
Marlin
about
has-
this
is-
place makes you think that this is where we would be feeding Jacques?
Look.
Do either of us seem
Look,
like
look,
we would
look,
go...
look. I know you both little special snowflakes. And you got your own little way of feeding. But let me tell you something. Times are going to get rough. You're not always going to have every option available to you. Okay? Sometimes you're going to need to get blood from livestock. Or in this
Why
case,
would we need to do that?
beautiful women.
Why would we need to get blood from livestock?
You never
Have you-
know, kid.
We are...
Why don't you honor the way we feed? Why are you guilting us into feeding off some poor
Just
stripper?
try it.
No.
Look, I'm telling you, vampires like you wouldn't last. I want my great grandkids to be stronger than that. You're not gonna live 200 years if you're like, well, where's a blood bag? Oh, I need a little special conversation. Just get out there, get some blood, and come on back, all right?
You think, Dorian? You think Mom is saying this to the girls, or is it just us for some reason?
Do you
think
want to
this is
be
how men
babied
feed,
by
apparently.
Anna, huh? Do you want her to coddle you and rock you back and forth, maybe give you some blood from her teat?
Do you not realize that we are rich? We have a lot of money. Why would we ever need to feed in a place like this? Why would we ever need to feed off of animals?
As your elder, I'm telling you both. Get out of the car and get yourself some blood. Unless one of you wants to step up and try me. I've cut down young fledglings like you before, and I'm happy to do it again.
You'd risk that? All of that, all the hard work you put in, Uncle.
You're my
Grand
responsibility.
Favors that you called in. Wasted. Because we don't want to drink from some stripper downtown.
Dorian, I thought you were resourceful. I thought you could make your way anywhere. Well, here we are. You want to be in charge of the business? Business starts right here on the streets. So go make something out of
Jacques-
yourself. Or do you need everything handed to you?
You know, Jacques, to be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment.
Then go do it.
All right, let's go, Silas.
Silas will get out of the car.
So the two of you exit the vehicle, and do you go into Delilah's?
Sure. Walk in.
So real quick,
Mm-hmm.
how does Auspex work? It says it's free. I can just turn it on without rolling anything?
What ability would you like to use? Let me see what you got
See,
there.
sense the unseen.
That is free, and you can use it, but I don't know how helpful it will be for you. Depending on
I
what you're
just
trying to do.
this feels, this is sus. Jacques and Mom say they're taking us out feeding. Jacques like, doesn't help, feeds his own, doesn't help, and takes us to the place that we don't want to feed. It's interesting. My brain is going. My intelligence is spooling up.
So you sense the unseen basically would allow you to see hidden things. So if your uncle was hiding, you could see him.
Or another Nosferatu is hiding. He said hi to Gary on the way here.
Yes. So if you would
Gary.
like to activate this, it is free. You can just roll me a wits plus auspex.
So you click Auspex first?
Yeah, it's really annoying on this sheet. Honestly, I would just roll like d10s. So you have
I
one
had to like
non-auspex.
add a roll in. It's like really weird to do.
Yeah, I would just roll. What's your dice pool? 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think you just click. Don't you just click the ability that you're going to, and then you add the secondary attribute to that?
Yeah. If you can figure out how to do it, I use the sheet
Okay.
weekly, and I do not know how to roll disciplines.
Give me one
I just
second.
roll d10s because it's really annoying.
Auspex And
Wits.
What does it say that the roll is for the dice pool?
it is that. I'm just trying to.
His auspex is 1, and he's got
All right,
3 in wits, so it would be 4 total. Honestly, I'm gonna go ahead and just say you don't see anything.
Okay.
For the sake of this, there's nothing hiding in sight, unless Jacques decides to use his obfuscate.
There we go. I got it.
Okay. Oh, nice. You do not see anything hiding. You don't see other Nosferatu.
No blood sorcery in there, like.
No. This
Okay.
is just a raggedy looking place.
Morton, go ahead and circle around the block. It should only take about 30 minutes to an hour.
Yes, sir. And you see your uncle drive away in the black SUV, and just leaving the two of you outside of this strip club.
It's rough raising kids.
Silas, I don't see myself feeding here.
Neither do I. I'm not gonna stoop to Jacques' levels.
You
Are
do.
you-
Go ahead.
Are you okay?
I'll be
Because
fine.
I am hungry like I could not describe. I've fasted before, for health reasons. It's never felt like this. I think I can control it.
Dorian, let's just stop talking about it because it's getting worse.
It is. And you do see on the side of the building 2 individuals. It looks like they're shooting up some sort of drugs on the side of the building. Other than that, you don't see many other people around.
I say, go inside. We take a look around. If anyone strikes us as being worth feeding off of, we have to eat.
I don't feed off people, Dorian. Think I'm gonna find a
Nobody-
fucking blood bed in a strip club? If I just had my
Okay.
phone.
Then we go look around. You don't have to eat anything. We spend some time in here. Dad told me that I can dominate people. I can make them do what I want. I'll give them a little magic, whatever kindred spell power that we have them stumbling out looking like that guy did after Jacques fed from him. Then we go home.
And me?
What about? I assume you'll get something from the hospital whenever they let us out of this
Dorian,
situation.
I can't go another night without a goddamn blood bag.
Well, then you've got to feed on somebody. I think I can make it a little while longer. But if you have to eat... I mean, don't be stubborn about this. If you can't make it... You know what they said about losing control? You don't want to lose control here.
Like, I'm not that far from the hospital. How about I just walk?
Dorian turns around. Jacques in the car, they drove off, right?
They drove off, yeah.
You think you can make it there without being seen by him?
Just because he doesn't control us, Dorian.
I know. But do you
If I
want
wanna
to deal with that consequence?
If I want to feed the way I want to feed, who is he to say otherwise? I'm not feeding at this fucking strip club.
All right. I'm with you. I'm with you. Just don't want him breathing his hot, nasty breath down your back.
It's terrible, isn't it?
It's rancid. All right, I'll go inside. I'll rustle up some people. I'll send somebody out, stumbling in about 30 minutes. Can you be back here by then?
It's about an 8-block walk.
8 blocks?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to run.
I don't know.
You got
If I do-
30 minutes. They'll be back in 30 minutes.
If I'm back, I'm back. If I'm not, I'm not.
All right. I'll try and cover for you. This be like that time you went into Dad's study and accidentally spilled a drink on his contracts.
Wasn't that like McKellen 12 too? That was a good time.
Yeah, until he caught us.
Yeah.
But I will. I'll do a better job this time covering for you.
Okay.
All right, so Dorian, you're gonna stay here and try to feed in this club, correct? Dorian, you're gonna stay here.
I'm not. Well, I'm.
Or where? Or
If-
are you gonna
if I
try to find
see
somebody around?
If I see somebody that might seem like a good feeding time. I mean, I assume that as I've been feeding off of these blood bags, or what are they called? Blood
Blood dolls.
blood dolls. That's it. I have not had a good time. I have not had a satisfying meal.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I've gotten some sense of what doesn't work for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't imagine that I'm going to find somebody that does work for me here.
Right.
I don't know if I've found out my feeding type yet, but I feel like I'm narrowing in on some of it, and I don't think it's the type of person that goes to Delilah's
Yes.
on a Friday night or a Monday night.
And so your feeding type is more high-end kind of people, rich
Yes.
people, essentially.
Yes, I don't know if he knows that yet, but
Yes.
meta-wise,
So-
yes, that's my feeding type.
You do think it might be rather difficult to find somebody to feed from here, to be honest. So that is something you do consider, but you're also pretty hungry and pretty desperate. So,
Or you can come with.
as your brother begins to walk away, you ponder that thought, or you could stay.
Well, I'm gonna stay. At the hunger level I'm at, I'm sure I'm very hungry, but I am at a 3 compared to Silas's 4, right? So I think I can hold out. I think I can
Okay.
make it.
You're not gonna feed at all.
Not unless by some chance I see some high level executive, that happens to have just been, slumming it down at Delilah's. I feel like that's not likely.
It's funny because Delilah's is an actual bar in Chicago, and I've been there.
It's an actual
okay.
strip club in New Jersey too.
Were you slumming it down?
No, it's actually a very cool bar.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Delilah.
Sure it is.
Dorian, then, Silas, you are booking it to the nearest hospital to see if you can find a blood bag because you are really
Jonesin.
hungry.
Yes.
Just roll me a quick wits and awareness roll, please. As you're making your way. You know what? Before you click it, actually, I'd like you to roll a survival. Wits and survival, believe it or not. It's a weird combo. There's something I'm trying to get out of this.
So it keeps popping up. What's pool size modifier? Does that ever
Ignore it. Ignore
Okay.
it. We just need to see how many successes
Got
you
it.
roll.
That's just if for some other reason you need to add an extra dice, like at DM discretion
Oh. That's...
2 successes?
or storyteller.
You don't
sorry.
have any... These are all hunger dice you're rolling?
What?
Let me see.
I don't have any survival points, but I have 3 in wit.
Oh, okay, no, never mind. Why did this not... oh, okay, I see. Okay, sorry, this is confusing me. Why is it so confusing? All right, with the 2 successes then, you,
I don't know
are
if this
able to-
matters. That's 2 successes, and is that a crit fail? I don't know if that matters.
Yeah, and I thought that it would be on the hunger dice. Why is it not?
Oh, I see what you mean.
From. Hold on. I'm just gonna try something. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. It's fine. I don't. Roll20 confuses me. Okay. So you are able to make your way to toward the hospital, and on your way there, you see a person who looks kind of worse for wear. They look badly beaten down on the ground. You hear a slight groan from them. And you see them clutching their side on the side of the ground. And it looks like they're heading toward the hospital, actually. But the hospital is still probably like 4 blocks away.
I mean, just walk past them. Like I
Do you just walk past them?
at night when someone is clambering, yeah. Like I gotta go.
Okay. As a doctor, you walk past them.
Is this person bleeding? Are they just in pain?
As you walk past them, you do smell a small hint of blood. It does look like they might be bleeding. And then you see it, the trickle of blood. And you feel it for a moment. The beast. It begins to talk more and more in your ear. The blood, the smell, it overpowers. And it doesn't matter what kind of pain this person is in, you need that blood to survive. And as you're walking past, excuse me, can you help? The blood, it becomes more clear to you. The hunger, it becomes more consuming. And I am also going to need you to roll a hunger frenzy.
Is this a resist frenzy roll?
A resist frenzy roll. The sleight of open wound, while at hunger 4+, it's only a difficulty of 2.
I clicked
I'm
it.
so ready for a
It takes
frenzy.
it takes a second.
I'm so ready for a frenzy.
Yeah. You
Oh wait.
pass.
Did he?
You got so many dice. Yes, he has so many.
Oh, okay.
If it's even, it's a pass.
It's weird. It says
Ignore
resist
that.
frenzy failed. Yeah.
It says that every time because
There's a
I think
bug on the frenzy rolls. Only on the frenzy rolls, it seems
Wait,
like.
no, but actually, is it? If it's a tie, you pass. Logistically.
sorry.
Because it's
No, I think she said it was a
right?
difficulty of 2. He needed
It's a
2 to
difficulty
pass.
of 2.
Oh,
He
right,
rolled
right.
Ah, okay.
4
Got
successes.
it.
I'm thinking
so
like
he's fine.
D&D rules, my bad.
Yeah, I don't know why everybody the resist frenzy rolls just don't work. But the dice are there, so we
The
can see how many
dice tell the
successes he
story.
rolled.
I think it only
yeah.
does it for the frenzy rolls. I don't know why it's bugged on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, it takes over for just a moment, and you want to just grab his wound and take a bite, but you're able to resist. But it does kind of eat at you for a moment as you walk past this person and you ignore them and their pain. This is not something you normally would do. If you saw somebody
would not,
bleeding
no.
on the side of the street, you would help them.
It would.
But you continue on your way to the hospital. And you do eventually make it there. Take a stain. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You didn't do so. Well, actually, we'll have to review your.
It's not my conviction. It's not a
review your
conviction.
convictions.
It is not. I made sure.
Okay. All right. I'm just kidding. You make it to the hospital. And we're actually going to take a break at this moment as we find out if Silas is able to get a blood bag so he can feed, if Dorian is able to maintain composure and not get too hungry, if Willow is going to accept the proposal, and if Val is going to be able to keep her stalker away. and what Jacques is going to do
Don't
with
give
all
me a
4 of them.
reason to kill him.
The end.
Murder.
Be right back, everybody. Don't go anywhere.
How long should the
See
break
what
be?
happens.
10 minutes
Get
or
your
15?
drink.
10 minutes is fine.
Get
Okay,
10
one
minutes.
moment.
Go get a drinky.
BRB.
Ah, blood,
A drinky.
yes. Yes.
to Ancestral Blood, part 2 of episode 2. And who do we start with is my question. Let's cut back to the club. Willow, you stare in the eyes of the man who you felt love for, and you still do. You and Renee have been seeing each other for over a year now. And
I love him.
when you two were together, he was a student, but he's graduated and now he's a teacher's assistant. And he has always been at your side, and he's always cared about you, and he has been wanting to do things very spontaneously. So this isn't fully out of character for him to be
Okay.
spontaneous.
He's a
and
spontaneous man.
want to.
Okay.
And as he holds your hands, and he's like, I swear I do have a ring. It's not here with me, of course. But I had one, and it's really, really pretty. And we can go back to my place, and I can give it to you. And honestly, like, we could get married tonight if you want. Like, I just feel like I don't know. I'm just feeling like after being apart for so long, I just want to do this, and I just want to know if you feel the same, Willow. Just tell me you feel the same.
Oh my god, I love his desperation. I love a pathetic little man. Oh, this is so my type. You've got me, Tracy. Oh god. She's holding onto his hands and just.
Yes, we should. 100%. Immediately, actually. We should leave right now.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it. I know of a chapel, or not a chapel. We don't do chapel. The town hall, city hall. Actually, no. I know a guy. We know a guy at the school who can officiate these things. We should go back to the campus, and I'll grab the ring, and we can do
Renee,
this
did you ask my dad?
No, I've never even.
Has he even met my dad?
No, you've never introduced me to him. You said he was like kind of off limits, and you don't really see him much. I would have. I didn't know that that was something you wanted me to do.
No, I
can.
don't want. No, I don't want you to. It's better he doesn't know, actually.
Oh, I kind of like the secrets. Yeah.
Me too. It's more fun. I like when he doesn't know things. It's better that way.
Yeah.
Well then we should go right now, actually.
Okay. Let's go.
We're fucking leaving. Fucking blowing this popsicle stand. Fuck everyone.
Isn't our mom just sitting out front?
I'm gonna sneak out.
Val, you just roll me. This isn't gonna be a hard difficulty.
Fuck.
Another awareness and wits roll.
Okay.
You guys are rolling a lot of these tonight. I swear, there's other rolls.
Messy critical.
Okay. Okay. Wow, our first messy critical.
Is that good or bad? Oh
Okay.
god, I'm scared.
Depends who you're asking.
Okay. This is a weird one to roll a messy critical. Give me one moment. As I prepare for this.
Yeah, I finished feeding 10 minutes ago. I got nothing to do.
So this is an interesting one. So there's two types of rolls that you can have, a bestial failure or a messy critical. And you, you know what? Give me moment. I'm gonna look it up in the book. I find this is easier.
I'm so excited. This is our first one, right? Our first messy
Yes,
critical.
and it's kind of weird for just a wits and awareness. I don't know what could be messy about, but I'm gonna make it messy. So one moment.
Make it messy. Make it messy.
You 207.
I'm just licking the blood off my lips, don't mind me.
Oh yeah, it's the third bullet point. Specifically addresses that.
The what on messy critical?
Yeah.
There's one advantage, for example, 1 dot from an advantage. For example, you may have totaled your Bugatti, crippled retainer. Just lost. Although the character still needs to spend time to take action to repair the dead storyteller to recover more. This is the 4th bullet point.
Oh, my bad.
Stealth or awareness test. If none of the above conditions fit the narrative for awareness, the messy critical turns into a simple mess, and the test fails as the beast. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, oh man, this is a boring one to roll a messy critical on. You would normally you don't see your sister. You are still kind of feeling the effects of the feed, and the beast clouds your memory a bit. And you don't catch your sister leaving with her boyfriend, fiance, whatever their status is at this exact moment. And Willow, you make your way out. And you do know your mother is waiting in the car outside.
Let's go out the back then.
You are able to go out the back. I'm not even going to have you roll.
I would tell him. I would be totally upfront. Like,
My mom is up front.
Your mom's here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She loves this place.
Oh, I've never seen her here. Okay. Yeah, we can go out the back. There's a back exit, the emergency exit, but the alarm doesn't go off, so we can go back that way. And the two
how
of
far's
you,
this place? Sorry.
it's not far, because you
cool.
guys are in the district where your school is, and
makes
he
sense.
lives on the campus still. So you guys can head back to campus if you want. Is that where you want to go?
Yes.
Okay. You make your way back to campus, and Val, you spend time at the club more. Is there any other things that you would like to do at the club? You can feed more if you want, or you can leave it at that. Your mother didn't specify how much or how little to feed. It's all up to you what you want to do next.
I mean, I think she's gonna leave it like as soon as she is able to like get her bearings, and she and Willow agreed that they'd be quick, so she'd probably already feel like she had taken too long, because I assume, I don't know, that's like 15-20 minutes. So probably as soon as she can, she would look around for Willow, and if not, she would go report to Mom, because she'd assume Willow had as well.
Okay. So you make your way back downstairs, you leave the club, and you head to the car, and you see your mom waiting there, sitting patiently. It's kind of weird because what does she do to keep the time? She doesn't have a phone, so she's not sitting there. She doesn't have a book. She's just sitting and waiting. And as you approach, you open the door and sit in with your mother, and you don't see Willow here. You just see her, and she looks, oh, how did it go, dear?
I did exactly as you told me. I mean, it wasn't... Well... It was a little tempting to do more than I did, but... The thought of it's still a little bit too much, but I feel a lot better. I don't suppose Willow stopped by the car?
She didn't yet. I guess she's still busy. We
Not
can give her some time.
not in the club, she's not.
Did she leave?
She would have, I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe not more people than I know here, but this is, in her school district. You know she hangs out here all the time, right?
Yes.
She probably knew people here.
And you didn't see her in the club, you think?
No, I left her. We said we were gonna be quick, and I did my part. I guess she didn't.
Okay. Well, perhaps we should go look for her then and make sure that she's doing okay.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Let's and she motions to the driver. Let's do a bit of a drive around the neighborhood, shall we? And so let's cut back at that. Back to Dorian. Dorian, your brother has
Yes.
been away for about 10-15 minutes now. You'd anticipate an 8-block walk is probably like 20 minutes. He's probably pretty close to the hospital, but what have you been up to?
Well, I would stalk around the club for a bit. I'd look around, see who's there. Is there anybody that catches my eye? Anybody that might seem to fit the type of feeding profile that I would be interested in? Because I sure am hungry. As much as I think that I can hold it in, I would really rather not.
Roll me a investigation and wits roll.
Investigation. Is that a skill?
Yes. Investigation, and then when you click on it, you should be able to do the second attribute,
Oh,
wits.
yes, I see. Sorry, I just skipped over it. Okay. Difficulty?
You can skip that. We'll just see what it.
That is a fail.
Yeah, no successes.
So, barring anybody that I might want to feed on, I would think, well, you know what? I haven't really been left out of sight for a while. We've been heavily monitored, I would imagine. What is it that my dad told me that they told my wife?
Similar to your siblings, you had been visiting your father and you were very ill. So your family took some time for you to get better. You had a very bad case of pneumonia and you were out for 3 to 4 weeks and your family was taking care of you.
Okay. I'm gonna
Your
go up
brother and all
to.
of that.
Sure. I'm gonna go up to the bartender, or maybe if there is a host or something like that. And I'm going to ask them. No, I'm going to tell them using what is this? What is it called? Compel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to look them in the eye and command them, I need a private room with a phone now.
Oh shit!
I believe for a human that's unprepared, I don't need to roll anything.
Correct.
This just works.
It just works. And you are able to channel that power that you have learned a bit from your father. And when you talk, it almost kind of reminds you of him when you say those words. But sure enough, the bartender they nod and they say, well, we've got a private room in the back. Well, it might be occupied in the next 10 minutes or so. But if you'd like to go back there, you can. And here, take my phone.
Thank you. And I take his phone and make my way to the back room, thanking him and ensuring that he leaves me alone.
He nods. And you are able to take this room by yourself privately. The bartender stands by the door and makes sure nobody comes in. And you have their phone. I will say, as a undead kindred, you aren't able to use the you aren't able to use the phone unless you blush of life, which does require a rouse check.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yes.
Ooh, all
It's
right.
it might get messy in this bar.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Or you know what?
unless
I was
you're
gonna say
using
maybe
a
I
flip
could
phone.
compel him to dial the number for me,
You could, if you wanted to. You could do that.
or I could have fun with a rouse check. Let's do the rouse check.
Do the round, Randy.
All right, you're good. You're good. You do not get hungrier as you blush of life, and now you are even able to enjoy food and drink if you wanted to. If you wanted to grab a drink at the bar, you absolutely could, as you get the sensations of being a person again for just a moment, and you feel the warmth return to your cheeks and your fingers, and that breath that you're able to take, albeit fake, you feel that breath, and you're able to use your fingerprints and use this use the iPhone screen in front of you to
Fantastic.
dial whatever
I quickly
number you
check
want.
Twitter and then I go on and call my I call my wife.
Dude, he's
You
a white
see
man.
on
Love
Twitter, there is some talk of your company as usual. You check the section of Twitter and people are shit talking the company as usual. And that, especially lately, it's just feels like nobody has been getting grip on all of the property that's being bought out and the people that are being evicted. But you you realize it's a headache for another night, and you go ahead and dial the number of your wife. You of course remember the number.
Of course.
And it rings. Roll me a d4. Just go on the side.
D4. Okay.
That little toolbar, you'll see the d4.
It's a 1.
It goes to voicemail.
No.
It's an unknown number that they don't recognize. Who answers the phone to a number they don't know?
That's true.
If you were a 4, I would have said she would have picked up. But
I
a 1
will-
or 2, it goes to voicemail. Do you leave a voicemail?
I do not leave a voicemail, but I will send a text message and say, "It's your husband, call me back."
Okay. You send that. It takes a couple of minutes, and your time is running short. This person told you had about 10 minutes.
Yes.
And so you have about 4 minutes now, but your wife does call back, and the phone begins to buzz. And
Okay. I answer the phone.
look, if this is some sick joke, I don't know who you are.
Adeline, it's me.
Dorian,
I'm sorry, I lost my phone. I dropped it and it broke.
What?
I've been meaning to call you.
Where are you? Are you all right? What's going on?
I haven't been well. I've been sick.
Your father called me, of all people. I spoke to your father for the first time in years. For him to coldly tell me you were sick and you were going to be out. The children have been wondering where you are and what's going on. Dorian, are
I'm
you really
so
sick?
sorry.
Or is something else going on?
Yes. Yes, I'm not well. I know it must be hard without me. And I'm sorry. I just want to know if you're okay. Is everything okay at home? Has anyone contacted you since my father?
No, it's been fine. The kids are good. I mean, Remy's already been growing so much. It's only been a month and we already have to get him new clothes. You know, they grow so much at this age.
You know, I promised that I wouldn't miss these moments, that I wouldn't be like my dad, and I'm really sorry. As soon as I get better, as soon as I can, I will come home. But it's not safe for them right now.
It's not safe. What do you mean it's not safe? Look, I know when your father called me and said you had pneumonia or something, I knew that was bullshit, okay? I'm not stupid. I don't know what he has you doing with that company, but you need to get out, Dorian. You need to get out, or else you're gonna become like him.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
You can't leave me and the kids like this.
I'm not leaving you and the kids. I will be back, I promise.
When,
I just
Dorian?
can't come home
When?
right now.
Where are you? Just tell me. I'll come see you, please. Just tell me where
Do
you
not come looking for me.
are.
Just stay home.
You don't. It's not even your
with the
phone.
kids.
What's? Do you need? Do you need me to call the cops? Because I will. I'm gonna call the cops.
Do not call the police. Do not call anybody. I just wanted to make sure that you were okay. That's all.
Just need to make sure I'm okay. What does that even mean, Dorian? What does that even mean?
I don't know. I don't know.
And you can hear her voice cracking on the other side of the line. And
I never
can
wanted
even-
this to happen for us. I didn't want us. I will do everything I can to come home to you as soon as I can.
I don't understand. Everything was going so good. You know? I hadn't told you this, but we have a third on the way.
Another BB!
No!
This is the worst. Oh my god.
You can't do this to me, Dorian.
Are you
Please.
serious? Another one?
You can't do this to me. Please.
Do you think maybe it's a girl this time?
I think it might be. I wanted to go to your brother and see if we could get our first ultrasound together. This is so emotional.
I mean, we should probably go to a better doctor, but yeah, of course. I will be there for that. I promise. I will be there. Okay?
Okay.
Just take care of the kids, take care of yourself. And as soon as I can, I'll be there.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't know when that will be. I don't know.
And just, I want you to roll me, Dorian, to see how much you convince your wife. One moment. I don't even, are you kind of lying to her? Do you feel like you're lying, or do you feel like you're trying to be more sincere?
I feel like I have not quite told a lie. I told her I'm not well and that I can't come home, but I haven't said anything that isn't technically not true.
I'll just have you roll a charisma and persuasion. So persuasion and charisma roll to see how much you convince your wife right now.
Maybe I should lie. I'm better at subterfuge. We'll do persuasion. We'll do persuasion and charisma. Oof. That is a 1 success and 4 failures.
Okay.
And 1 critical fail, it looks like. If that matters.
Yeah, thankfully it's not on the hunger dice. So with only 1 success, she doesn't, as you kind of conclude this conversation, she doesn't sound convinced that you're gonna ever call again. Dorian, if I don't hear from you, by next week, don't make me call the police. Please don't. Because you're not well. Something's
I'll
going.
call you. I will
Something's
call
going
you.
on.
I promise I will call you. You have to believe me.
She doesn't acknowledge what you're saying. She just says, just be better than him, Dorian. Please. And she hangs up. And you hear a knocking. Unless you want to be part of this, we do need the room now, sweetie. A woman in just a woman topless walks in as this is happening. I have a client here. And you see another guy walk in with this topless woman.
I look this woman in the eyes and I tell her, cancel your session and get me a drink. And I use the
Okay.
I use
compel
again.
Okay. She looks to the man and says, on second thought, honey, you're gonna have to find somebody else. And she pushes him out of the room gently. And she does go and get you a drink.
Gotta make use of this I forget the mechanic
Blush
name
of
again,
life.
but
Blush
yeah.
of life,
So,
yeah.
While I
she-
have
yep.
the
And
yeah.
you are able to enjoy the drink. And it's not long before Jacques does arrive. But before he does, we cut back to Silas at
Yes.
the hospital. You make it to it's a smaller, like, medical center kind of hospital. Like, I wouldn't say it's like a walk-in clinic or anything like that, but it's just a smaller hospital.
Got it.
And it doesn't look incredibly busy, but you do walk in. There's the emergency room entrance. There is like the regular other like person's entrance. What would you like to do as you approach this hospital?
So I was thinking that because with the bagger feeding type, I get a point in Streetwise Black Market. So I was wondering if I could roll that with intelligence plus Streetwise to see if I could try to find some blood illegally.
Okay.
Maybe,
Yes.
maybe some ambulance chaser or someone.
You
Yeah.
do head to the back of the hospital, and you do see some of the ambulances lined up. And there are some individuals like having cigarettes outside by the ambulances, and you can tell they don't look the most upstanding, but they
Sure.
are the people who work like at the hospital.
Sure. How am I dressed? Am I still like in my doctor's clothes?
You were able to change if you wanted to at your parents' house.
I would like to be in my doctor's clothes.
Would you have worn your doctor's clothes for a night out for a hunt?
Well,
I mean, you
that is
do
a good
have
point.
like your medical credentials on you.
Yeah.
So you at least have that much.
Okay. I'll work with that. And while we don't have phones, do we have money on us?
You do have money, yes.
Okay. Actually, I'm gonna do a little audible. I'm going to go up to these gentlemen, pick up my pace, and I'm going to say, run up, be like, "Hi, I'm an attendant here. We have a mess in the ER. You guys have any blood bags? We're out in the pharmacy. But this hospital didn't order more. I'm just here overnight. We need some bags of blood."
And who are you?
Doctor, I have my badge, and I'll show him the medical badge. Dr. Lysander, here you go.
All right. Roll me your intelligence subterfuge for this, just to see. I know this is like more of a charisma-based thing you're doing, but this is also your black market deal.
Wow.
It scares me when it shows that little skull, because I'm like, is that your like your regular? Why is it weird? Let me just look at your dice pool. Subterfuge
is 0, intelligence is 4.
Okay, so
2 successes.
All right. Because it's like
I see the red, and I think those are fails because the greens are passes. Yeah, it's weird.
It's like a 1. If you roll a 1 on a hunger die, it's bad. But if you roll a 1 on your regular skill die, it's fine. It's just I don't understand. Yeah, but anyway, with only with successes, they look to you and they're like, all right.
People's lives are on the line.
All right. Yo, just give me a second. And like we're on break, man. Like,
all right, where are they? I'll just grab them.
Just
enjoy your break. It's fine.
Just go in the ambulance, man.
Okay.
And they let you. They point to their ambulance that they drive.
Okay, and how many blood bags are in there?
Roll me a d4.
Two.
There are 2 blood bags in there.
All right.
Type O, the universal, or O negative, the universal.
The universal donor.
Or whatever. Sorry if anybody in chat is here to give me. I think that's what it is. So
You don't know the universal donor tree? Canceled.
So yeah, you're able to grab 2 blood bags. And yeah, they're like, all right, you good? You gotta
Thank you.
get back.
You saved some lives. Appreciate it. Enjoy your break.
All right. And you are able to get 2 blood bags.
Great.
What do you do next?
I
You're
like what?
You're pretty hungry.
Oh yeah, my hands are shaking. But I want to try to go back the way I came. And like around, like out of sight, and just like maybe there's an alley or something, and munch into one of these blood bags.
Okay. Just roll me just a dex stealth. Stealth and dexterity. As you do this. Okay. 2 successes. Yeah, you do find an alleyway, and you are able to just go right into this blood bag. It's what you're familiar with. You've done it before, and it tastes good. And you are able to take away one of your dots of hunger, leaving you at hunger free.
Anna, can I pocket this other one?
You can, yes. I'm gonna say, because you were at hunger 4, but this isn't an open wound. The smell of blood. It's like old. It's like blood bags are different from like actual blood, so I'm not gonna make you frenzy for this. If anybody wants to tell me I'm wrong, it's fine. But yeah, so you don't hunger frenzy for this, but you do feel a little bit more satiated. You're still hungry. That hunger still lingers. But you at least don't feel like you're about to rip somebody's throat out. And with that, Jacques, you pull up back to the club. And
how long has it been?
It's been about 30 minutes. 30 to 40 minutes. You don't see the boys outside. You assume they're in the club.
Morton, you think I should check on them?
Well, sir, you've never given me the choice. Perhaps, yes. Maybe you should.
Yeah, I think I might. Okay, I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna use my obfuscate and unseen passage to just sneak in, blend with the shadows.
Okay.
What do I see when I get inside?
Unseen passage does require a rouse check, unfortunately.
Oh yes, you're right. One moment.
So go ahead and roll. And you're good. You don't get hungrier. But you are able to activate this with the surge of your blood. And you remain unseen as you head into the club.
I'm gonna look around. What do I see when I get inside? Do I see the boys?
You don't. It's a rather small club. So you do a quick scan around the main area. Of course, you haven't checked the back rooms, but you don't see them in the main area at all.
I'm gonna just knock on doors around the place, see if they might have gotten a room for them both to feed by themselves, you know?
You do, and you eventually find Dorian sitting in a room by himself, having a nice alcoholic beverage.
So I knock on the door. Does Dorian answer? Does he yell anything?
If you knocked on the door, I would say, I'm still busy in here. Come back later.
I just turn the door handle slowly so he doesn't notice. And I make it like the door just opened on its own so I could see inside. I just want to see if he's feeding. But when the door opens, hopefully he doesn't even see me.
He doesn't see you, and you see that image of him sitting by himself with an alcoholic beverage in hand, and no, that's not blood. It's booze.
I would notice the door opening probably. Hey,
You would.
hey, close the door. We just
You,
opened.
you see the door open, but nobody there.
I ignore it. And I continue sipping on my drink.
Jacques, you remain silent in the room for a
I'm
few
contemplating what I should do.
moments.
I'm thinking
If you're-
about maybe taking that gun that I got and just shooting someone to see what he does to the sight of blood.
Yes. It would cause a scene, but it wouldn't be masquerade breaching.
It wouldn't be?
I mean, just shooting somebody? No. Well, an invisible person shooting somebody, yeah, that might be kind of weird. That could be masquerade breaching. But you might have means to make it more stealthy.
They might not know where the bullet came from, depending on where he shoots.
Is the gun invisible, or is it just a floating gun?
No, it would be invisible, I
invisible.
think. Yeah.
While you ponder that, Jacques, we will cut back to the girlies. As
Girly time.
Reporting for duty.
Willow, you're
Yeah.
making, you're booking it.
Oh yeah,
Um,
we're booking it. We're running.
and
Just sprinting down the
the
street.
two
Fuck
of you
this
are kind of
family.
like you're in this euphoric kind of state with him as the two of you are running.
Running away.
He grabs your hands and he's kind of like laughing and like
Oh my God,
pulling
so
you
romantic.
around, and he like picks you up and he's like, "This is really happening, Willow. This is really happening." And the two of you are like laughing and giggling in the streets,
I'm so scared. Don't kill me.
as if this is just a moment of pure like serotonin.
Oh yeah, I'm laughing, doing a little squeeze. I'm not
Um,
gonna squeeze. I'll peek out. I feel like.
Do you at all like try to be stealthy, or are you just kind of just going like, what's your method for getting back to campus?
Oh bro, I'm just running.
Okay.
There's no method. There's no nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. I'm not hiding anything.
All right. So, as you are, your mother and Val, the two of you
scared.
are in your car, and you are circling, kind of driving around the neighborhood. And your mother does think, well, if she was with her friends, I assume she would be going back to her school. So the two of you begin looking. Keep your eyes out, Valerie, to see if you see her. Valerie, roll me, just roll me a wits and investigation, I suppose.
Okay, let's see if I can do any better. Boy. wait, I have to do investigation first. Oh, investigation +0. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see anything.
I'll see nothing.
I'm still feeling a little dizzy from that.
It's dark out.
blood.
You have
Word.
no successes, but your mother, on the other hand,
Mom, if you ruin this for me,
I swear to fucking God.
I won't let her eat your boyfriend. Probably. Unless she dominates me and then she eats your boyfriend. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fair. He's
Okay.
just so cute. You'd have to meet him. He's just a little pathetic baby girl.
Has Val met him before?
you have.
Okay.
Pathetic baby girl energy.
You've
I
met
love him.
you've met before, and your mother does spot Willow frolicking.
Let me
with-
frolic! Mom, let me frolic!
Kindred, don't frolic!
And she pulls up. Willow, you see that SUV with the tinted windows begin to pull up.
I'm gonna pretend like I didn't see it.
Willow, sweetie, are you done with your evening and ready to come home? Remember, you were told that you need to stay back home for some time. Right, sweetie?
Not the sweetie, not her thrown in the sweetie. She's gonna kill me. I was working on that. I'm not done yet. And she
not-
nods.
You're not
towards-
done. And he looks and he, Renee, your fiance, this is Mrs. Lysander. It's so nice to finally meet you. I'm Renee, and I'm sorry. I just asked Willow if she would marry me. And I know she said not to ask permission from your father, but I just feel like
I hate him.
you're here. This is meant to be, seeing you here, and I felt like it might be right for me to ask this. And I just ask, please, if you could give me permission, please.
She's putting her hand in her, like, just head in hand, like, oh, this
Willow,
is over.
baby, please.
It's over.
No.
Well, Willow, you care for this boy?
Yeah, we've been seeing each other for like over a year. Val has met
That's-
him.
Yes.
He's really sweet.
What do you think of him, Val?
He's gonna be a professor.
He's very sweet, and the community would be affected detrimentally if anything were to happen to him.
He's gonna be a professor, Mom. Very smart. He's very smart.
What is
A
he?
professor.
What's he gonna be a professor of?
Uh,
What did he study?
some sort of art.
It's an art professor. Oh my god.
If
I'm
you
like-
have an idea.
I'm like reaching
Art
my hand out
history.
the window. I'm like Willow, please, just give me your hand. Just come here.
Hmm.
I'm not done yet.
Before Mom kills him, come here.
Well, Willow, you remember what we were meant to do tonight, right? You were meant to go spend some time with your friends, and then we were to go home, right?
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to do right now until you guys stopped me.
Well, how are you feeling? Weren't we going to stop for a bite, right? Afterwards?
That's what I was gonna do, Mom.
Hmm.
Right now.
Sweetie, I didn't say that you could leave. Now, you're gonna have to do it here. And she looks at Renee and she says, why don't you come sit in the car with us, Renee?
Oh,
and we'll get to know each other. And he immediately is like, "Oh, sure, yeah, I would love to."
Wants to
And she
impress the
slides.
parents.
She slides down. He sits in the middle, and she says, "Why don't you have a seat now, Willow? Come on."
On the other side of him.
Yes.
I'm just across.
Yo, this is so awkward. Okay, I guess I'm getting in. She's got him in the car.
Willow,
Mm-hmm.
why don't you just sit here? Renee, was it? Yes. Yes, ma'am. Renee. And he looks very submissive in this moment.
Submissive and readable.
and you're going to just sit here. And he says, okay. Now go ahead, Willow.
Oh, sorry. I'm not screaming.
He'll like it, Willow. It's fine.
You know, I'll just kind of, oh god, this is horrible. Oh man, we don't have a teacup in here, do we?
We have water bottles, sweetie, if you need them.
Oh, that's just not. I'm gonna start carrying a teacup in my purse. Okay, well, it's gonna be really quick, sweetheart.
And she's just gonna kind of put her hand on his leg a little bit.
Just close your eyes.
And then she'll do a little nibble on his neck.
What is this
Okay.
guy thinking is happening right now? Like, he is in the car with 3 women, and one of them's like, "Close your eyes, sweetheart." Like, what does he thinks about to happen?
One of them's like, it's gonna feel good.
It doesn't matter because he's mesmerized
Yeah,
by
he is.
all of this. And
Said,
truly,
"Hello, this family."
what's your hunger
Listen,
at again?
It's a girls'
3.
night.
You're at 3. Okay, so you're fine. You don't go into frenzy mode, but you do feed from your boyfriend, and unless you
his
have
role
any
now.
issues, you slate 1 dot of hunger. You go down 1 in hunger, and now, sweetie.
Mm-hmm.
I know that this boy is very sweet, and I'm sure you were going to go feed, of course. But we can't have a boy proposing to you after everything that's happened.
So I'm just never allowed to get married? Ever?
I'm sure you'll find a nice kindred boy one day.
Well, why can't it be him?
She looks him up and down. I don't think he's suited for this life, dear. And unfortunately, I don't think he's suited for you. And she looks at him in the eyes. And I will have to rouse for your mother really quick.
Does her
Okay,
feeding in the car
she
while I'm at a hunger
succeeds.
3 affect me at all?
Thankfully not. The 2 of you
Okay.
are safe. She is going to look at him and say, "You are going to forget that you met my daughter, Willow. You are going to forget falling in love with her. You are going to forget seeing her on this night. And you are going to forget about her forever." And she says those words to him, and he nods.
My god.
And now you're going to walk out of this car. Or slide out of this car. And she slides herself, not even asking you to move. And he slides himself out and sits on the side of the road in a state of daze and confusion as his mind has been wiped by your mother. And
Tracy
may-
just loves to use modify memory.
It's good. It's good.
It's good. It is good.
Why
and-
shouldn't she?
And this boy may never remember all of the memories that he had with you, Willow, as the three of you drive away for the evening.
Dude.
And we cut back to Jacques.
I suddenly just appeared next to Dorian.
Fuck. Jacques?
I'm disappointed. Not surprised, but I am disappointed.
In what?
You're sitting here. You haven't even fed yet, have you?
I have.
Oh,
Was
have
quick.
you?
It was easy. I got what I wanted, sent him on his way.
So if I call one of those girls in here and I get her to spill a little blood, you're not gonna lose control?
Go for it. That's how you get, if that's how you like to get off.
Hey, Toots! Let's get a private show for two in here, alright?
Is there no way I can roll a deception against him? A subterfuge?
I mean, I'm just testing what you said. I'm not.
You're gonna do it no matter what.
Oh
is what
yeah,
you're saying.
like
Got it.
either you're fine, and that's great. You might succeed, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You do get a woman. I will say the only thing is Dorian is actually only at hunger 3, so he's not at frenzy risk right now. If he was at 4, he would be. So,
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But I'm sure he doesn't know that.
but it's true. Jacques might not know that. A woman does approach.
Hmm.
Oh. Well, aren't you a interesting looking one?
Yeah, if we could just get a
Oh.
private show for me and my grandson.
Yeah, unfortunately, honey, you're here for him.
Well, and she enters the room. And
Once the door is
what we-
closed, she starts doing her thing. I'm just going to quickly run my fingernail down her thigh and just cut her leg.
Oh, that's kind of hot.
You do.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, are you all right there? Oh, Dorian, look, there's just so much blood.
Dorian, you do see the blood, and it does. It would be very good for you to eat right now. But, this isn't usually your type. And you're not
No.
quite at that level, but the beast does quell up a little bit. It does want you to feed, and you did just. You know what? How are you feeling right now, Dorian? You just had a
I'm
conversation
very
with your
hungry.
wife. It went poorly. And now your uncle, who you can't even stand, is taunting you right in front of your eyes.
I don't like anything that's happening right now. I am trying to hold it together for fear of what Jacques might do to this poor woman if I can't hold it together.
You're trying to
So-
hold it together.
I would probably take a deep breath and close my eyes for a moment. But if I don't have to roll any rouse checks or frenzy
No.
checks, then I would just turn to look at Jacques. Did that make you happy?
I'm so sorry, ma'am. Here. Here's some extra money. We're gonna be on our way. I'm so sorry. Let's go.
Yes, I'm sure Silas should be done soon as well.
The
Hopefully we'll
woman,
find him quickly.
the woman quickly exits the room.
I walk
leaving
us
the
out
two
to
of
the
you.
car.
So I guess you must have fed then. That's good. Sure, you'll be all right tomorrow then. You know, since you fed tonight.
Sure. It's disgusting. This is not where I want to feed Jacques.
Well, look, I know. But sometimes you gotta slum it. And if you can feed like us Nas, then you're never gonna go hungry. You're never gonna drop a body by mistake. See, that's how all my cousins, all my grandkids, except for your father, that's how they all ended up getting themselves killed. If they weren't breaching the masquerade, they were caught by hunters. I'm just trying to look out for you kids, you understand?
Well, if my father was the best of them, I'm sure I'll be fine.
Your father had a lot of help from Uncle Jacques.
Good thing I have you here with me as well.
That's right. I grab you by the cheek. Yeah, I wiggle it a bit. Let's get in the car. Where did Silas go off to?
Oh, he saw someone else on the other end of the club. I'm sure he'll be back as soon as he's ready.
Can I ask him to make a check to lie to me like that?
Yes. Roll me a manipulation and subterfuge, and Jacques, roll me a wits and insight. I would do it backwards, so subterfuge and manipulation, then insight and wits when you click on the thingies.
Oof, not great. So 1 critical success.
Okay.
Oh wait.
Ooh.
Oh,
You
no,
rolled
no,
really
sorry,
well,
not bad.
Bijan.
Yeah, actually, I did pretty well. Actually, my bad. 4 successes and 1 critical. 1 critical fail and another fail.
And this isn't messy, because you rolled. Okay. Jacques, Dorian does seem pretty convincing in that, yeah, he will probably be back shortly. He went out with somebody else.
A good brother.
All right. Hopefully he didn't drop any woofs of daisies, you know?
Can't promise, you know. I'm sure he's killed many people on the table.
You serious?
I'm just joking.
Oh. Hey. Well, it's a good night, huh? Getting out with your old Uncle Jacques, getting food the old-fashioned way.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad. Next time, we'll go somewhere that I like to feed. How about that?
I look forward to it. Your Uncle
You'll need
Jacques
to-
can find a meal anywhere.
You'll need to clean up a little.
Oh, no, don't worry. They won't see me.
All right.
Jacques, some time passes. 10, 15, 20 minutes, and Silas still isn't back. Silas, you're making your way back, but it's a walk. And it's taken some time for him to return. Do you do anything, Jacques, when it takes like more than 15 to 20 minutes for Silas to come back?
You know,
I'm not gonna
Silas,
do
he's always been
anything.
a slow eater.
Yeah. I'm not gonna do anything now. Later, I'm gonna talk to some of my friends in the Nos. But right now, I'm just glad that my grandkids went and got themselves fed. We'll wait for Silas. He'll be back soon.
You wait another 10 minutes or so, and Silas, you make it back to Delilah's, and sure enough, you see that van with the tinted windows, the SUV, and your Uncle Jacques and your brother waiting for you in the car.
He would get in the car.
Silas, where were you?
Feeding. Isn't that what you told us to do?
You're gone a long time.
I'm picky. It's hard to draw blood.
What they look like?
In that place, he was about 55, overweight, didn't taste that great. But $1,000 is $1,000, am I right?
Can I get one more check?
I was gonna say, so you're lying, obviously, about feeding from people. Roll me a subterfuge and manipulation, and then what's an insight from you, Jacques?
I am not good at these, so he's probably gonna
Difficulty
get
is
it.
just 2, right?
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the difficulty.
Okay.
We'll look at the successes. Yeah, he's full of shit, Jacques. What does he even mean when he says that they're 55 and over, or whatever he's saying?
Does he have any blood on him?
He doesn't have any blood on him. He's clean, as a matter of fact.
I'm gonna reach over. Wow, you kept yourself clean. You were gone so long, I thought you might have gotten yourself dirty. I'm like checking his clothes, and I'm like just seeing any signs of blood or anything like that, or...
You roll me just, one moment. Investigate, blah, 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 blah.
I mean,
Where
I'm
is
just not gonna let him like pat me down. I'm be like, yo, what the fuck are you doing?
Investigation and intelligence. And to contest this, Silas, you can roll me a dexterity and brawl and dexterity to kind of like pull back or pull him off as he's kind of patting you down. Okay. You try to like pull him off, but Jacques, you sure enough, you feel under his shirt a blood bag in his possession.
What is that? Carrying a water balloon on ya?
The way I feed. Didn't you tell us to feed?
I did.
And I did.
That's fine. But don't you ever fucking lie to me again. This clinic you went to. You check for cameras?
It was a poor clinic, of course.
Don't you fucking lie to me ever again, okay? And you too.
You told him to hunt. He hunted.
And that's fine. I told you both make your own way. Let's go home, Marcus.
Yes, sir. And just one more time, sir. It's Martin.
Right, Melvin. Got it.
And he drives you home. And all of you begin to return home, back to your penthouse home of your father within the confines of Gold Coast. You head up the building, and on the 2 top floors is the residence of your father. You've mostly been hanging on the lower floor. Your father spends most of his time on the top floor, of course. But you all reconvene together after your first hunt in the dining room, standing in front of each other. Your father still not present. But the 5 of you, plus your mother, are.
Are we taking seats at the table again?
I think it would be best for you all to sit down. Your father will be here shortly to see how things went.
Okay. I
How
take
the
my
evening
seat
go for you,
for my-
Anna?
It went well enough. It seems both the girls were able to feed and do well.
The boys got their meal.
Yes.
We did.
I'll sit down next to Willow.
Good.
Where's
I sat
Dad?
down dramatically. I slammed the chair back.
Well,
Fucking
your,
slammed my purse on the table.
Just pouting.
your
Machiavelli comes
father
out.
is very busy. He should be here in just a moment. Is there anything the 4 or 5 of you would like to discuss amongst each other before your father arrives?
Yeah, I would sit next to Willow, seeing her huffing.
I'm huffing. I take out my rat and I'm just petting my rat. That's all I'm doing.
You know those
Fuck
things
this
are
place.
highly unhygienic, right?
I've never gotten sick from him.
Well, it's the only thing I'm allowed to keep, apparently. So, I don't care if he's dirty.
She turns away like a. Continue.
Val, you have a little.
Oh. So wipe it off. Got a little too
What's
eager,
wrong?
I guess.
Willow, what happened? Why are you pouting?
I'm not pouting.
You're pouting.
Okay.
Her pouting. I don't even know what you mean. I'm just.
Did you
sitting
stab
here.
someone at the club? I told you to blow, not stab.
No. Mom just ruined my fucking life because she won't let me keep my boyfriend, and then she made me feed on him, and then she wiped his memory.
This true, Anna?
Unfortunately, I had to do what I needed to do for the family.
What was going on?
apparently-
Was she gonna turn him?
Apparently, they were going to go get married. According to him.
What was the
Married?
plan, Willow?
Married?
Willow?
Married.
You gonna get hitched and then drain him dry?
No, I wasn't gonna change him at all. I was just gonna keep him as he was. It's doesn't matter now, but it's when you think about it, it's not really fair. Dorian gets to have a family. No one asked me if I wanted to have a family. You just
And-
waited until I was old enough to turn us all, and I didn't get that chance.
That is true. How do you guys get?
Every year
Humans.
I asked you if you were gonna give me grandkids. Every year, and you said no.
I'm only 20.
Well, I would think if you were gonna have children, you'd have a plan.
I wasn't even married.
Would it matter if she had a plan? We'd still be here.
Yes, that's why we waited for Dorian.
So he gets to have a family?
He spoke up.
I don't know, Willow, maybe this is for the best. I haven't been able to talk to Adeline. I don't know what it's going to look like going forward from here. I don't know what kind of life that we're going to have together, or if we are. And Mom and Dad were both kindred. They got to have each other. Maybe this is an opportunity for you to find somebody that can actually be with you.
Why couldn't she keep him as the humans that you guys have?
The humans we have are ghouls.
Okay, why
And you
couldn't
gotta
she
ask
have
for
him as a
permission
ghoul?
to do something like that. We don't just go about making ghouls left and right.
Who do we ask? You for permission?
Yes.
Well,
Well,
can I have
your
one?
father, but then he asks me and I say okay.
Well, I want one.
Well, you should have asked.
Well, I'm asking now.
Sweetie, it's your first month. You have an eternity to make ghouls. You don't have to do it on your first month as a
But I
kindred.
want that one.
You
he
think you want
really-
that one. And then if later you don't want that one, do you know what we gotta do to ghouls once we're done with them?
I can't have more than one.
You think what? These kids, I told you they weren't ready. I told you they weren't ready.
And on that, Silas Sr. enters the room. For the first time
We're just yelling.
in a few months, you see him.
Fuck this
What were they not ready for this time, Jacques?
guy. Oh my god.
Everything, apparently.
Fair.
The kids all fed, but your wife's been cleaning up Willow's mess.
Willow.
She slumps in her
Willow.
chair and crosses her arm.
Of all of my children, the report is that you had the mess?
I didn't have a mess.
So what is it that happened?
Mom took my boyfriend away and wiped his memory. That's what happened.
Hmm.
And I'm not allowed to keep him, apparently. As a pet.
Oh,
Ghoul, Willow. Ghoul.
Oh. Well, it's the same thing.
my sweet, sweet willow tree. You are destined for much more. Don't you worry. You will have plenty of pets in your time. Soon, there will be many things that you will be able to experience.
Yep.
And your mother walks over to you, Willow, and clearly sees you're upset, and she puts a hand on your shoulder.
Oh my god, that's like a hug in our family.
I'm sorry, dear. I had to do it. And as she puts her hand on your shoulder,
What's she about to do to me?
you feel something. You feel everything kind of go tunnel vision. And you experience something, and it's not, you can tell it's not something your mother is doing. It's
what's
something
happening?
you're doing. You feel a sense, a sixth sense almost, kind of overtake you.
Okay.
And you see around you, the room is empty, except for your mother. You turn your gaze up to her, and you look up at her, and you just see black veins running from your mother's eyes. And you see the sight of veins and her red eyes staring down at you. You feel this vision, this premonition for a moment. And you look up again at her and you see the veins. She looks at you. It'll be okay, sweetie. And you snap out of it for a moment, and your mother looks normal. You still see her piercing red eyes, but everything fades back in, and the room around you looks normal again. You see your siblings and your father. You all notice Willow kind of take a moment, she's, like talking, but she looks out of it for a second. She looked like she kind of disassociates for a moment.
Time to disassociate. My favorite time.
And your father notices this as well, and he ignores that anyway. How did the rest of you do? Did you all feed?
Yes.
And how did it go? And as he does that, as he asks that question, ooh, it's a disciplined night today, baby.
Oh.
He wants to know exactly how it went for each and every one of you.
I don't like this.
Um,
Oh god. Can I disassociate again?
Yeah, I don't want this.
One moment.
I just want to say, as he's doing this, your Uncle Jacques is beaming with pride, knowing that his 2 boys fed.
Oh God,
so
this is
proud of
gonna go
you.
so badly. I don't think I'm gonna lie to Silas Senior as well as I did to Jacques.
I don't think you're going to be able to lie based on what she just said.
I think Papa's gonna make you tell.
Yeah, Papa don't preach, you know?
He
Oh
wants
Yeah.
no.
exactly how what she said.
He said, I'm not playing around, you motherfuckers.
Exactly.
Well, I think if it's some abilities, there might be a contested.
Yes, there
Check.
is. I would
Maybe
say
can
there would
try and
be-
resist against Daddy.
I got
but
nothing to contest.
Y'all already know how. Y'all already know. I'll tell.
Just for
Listen, at
flavor's
least
sake,
Willow
is the
fed.
contest a wits roll?
The user makes any needed roll against the strongest opponent in the group. I'm gonna have you all. Yes, it's a wits.
Or is it resolved?
I'm gonna say intelligence resolve. All of you have to roll. Roll
Okay.
me an intelligence resolve.
Do I have to roll that if I don't have, like, if I would just tell him, like, I don't have anything to lie about?
No,
or is this, like,
fuck
versus,
'em.
like, a dominate ability or something?
It is a dominate ability.
Okay.
And
We're
you
gonna have
all.
to drag it from
I'm
my
assuming he's
body.
not doing this to me, but I'm just rolling just for fun.
Oh,
this is
I rolled
actually a-
good.
This is a mass manipulation. So everybody in the room, including your mother, have to roll against this.
My. Mommy.
I
Oh,
rolled.
yeah.
Oh my god, you rolled a messy critical. What's with these messy crits on like not great moments? One moment.
Yeah, we want this for other times.
What? Can you explain a messy critical? Which one is a messy critical?
Yes.
Yours is.
Oh, mine is.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, yours is. A moment.
It's
I
because
really-
you got the critical on the hunger die, or I don't know.
I got
Thought I
2
knew, I
criticals, a
didn't know.
critical fail and a critical pass.
Your girly pop needs to bookmark this page. Like, come on, girl. Like, bookmark messy critical and bestial failure. Okay. So, yes, 1 or more 10s on the hunger die is messy. It succeeds, but like an animal would. The beast is the one who succeeded, not you.
So does he, like, snap back?
Oh, that's fun.
But he rolled a regular crit and a hunger crit. Is that how it works?
That's just a bonus.
Oh,
messy-
interesting.
The messy comes from the crit on the hunger dice.
Got it. So that
Okay.
supersedes a regular crit.
Yes.
Interesting.
So,
God.
you hear these words from your father. And yes, I like that. You snap back at him as he asks, I want to know exactly how it went. And you feel that beast inside you once more.
He got that
And it
dog.
snarls as you snarl back at your father. What do you say to him when he asks you?
I dominated him. Is that what you want me to say? I compelled him. I found my mark. I brought him to a room alone. I bit his neck and felt his blood drain down my face as I drained almost every last drop of blood from him.
And you say that. Your father takes a moment back. Again, as he always does, his signature move where he repostures himself at this. He sees the beast in you. And for 1 second, he feels a moment of intimidation. But he snaps right back. Well, I would have expected any better from my son, Dorian Lysander. So why don't you lean back in your fucking seat and sit down.
How do I still feel? Like, how long does this beast last? How long is this feeling?
You still kind of feel it, actually. I'm gonna ride this wave. This is a moment, and we're gonna ride the wave.
Let's go, baby. Let's ride
Dude,
this wave.
I love being in the wave. Dude, I'm a surfer. I'm a surfer. Let's surf.
Sets the book down. You know, the rest of the room is in a moment of manipulation from their father. So you all watch this, and you still feel like you feel a little intimidated by it, but you're mostly overpowered by the domination that your father just did. But the two of you, it's like a tunnel vision moment, Dorian. You stare at your father, the person who brought you into this, your sire, his child, and you two stare at each other.
He probably sees murder in my eyes.
Don't you speak up to me like that again, Dorian. You don't know who you're messing with. I could take everything you have and squash you like a bug right now. I could tie you up on the ceiling of this penthouse and you watch the sun come up and you will turn to dust and never see your family ever again.
I'd like to see you try.
You'd like to see me try? You'd like to see me try. And he walks up to you and puts his fist on the table. Don't talk to me this way again, boy.
Shit, my monitor's just all flickering.
Yeah.
You did this to us. You did this to us.
I did this to you, and you've been so ungrateful for this past month. You ungrateful
Grateful for
little
what?
worm.
For this?
You
For this
have
hunger?
no idea.
For this
You
endless hunger that never goes away even after you're done feeding?
You have no idea the power you hold, Dorian. You have no idea what vitae runs through your veins, the vitae of my clan, and you dare act this way in front of your entire family?
I deserved better than this. I deserved better than this from this family. From you.
I gave you everything, Dorian. I've given you everything. And I can take away everything just as quickly.
I think at this point, whatever bravado he had would start to like fade away as he sees like this devilish look in Jacques' eyes as he wants to see what would happen, knowing that I'd probably get my throat ripped out in a fight like this. And I slowly sit back down in my seat, gripping the table.
And the beast slowly subsides within you, as for a moment, that feral, ravage, primal instinct came out as you spoke up to your father, and he spoke back. And the rest of you, let's see. 2 successes, 1 success, messy crit for Dorian, 3 successes, and Silas, 4 successes. Silas, you're the only one to resist this. So you actually witnessed that whole thing in the right state of mind.
And Silas is eating it up. He is seeing this and he's just like, yes, Dorian. Finally, you've grown a fucking backbone.
And
The rest of you feel compelled to tell your father how the evening went. And he asks, who did you feed on? Valerie, who was it that you fed on this evening?
Some worthless man. Barely worth my time, but made it enjoyable for him.
But not the worthless man.
Willow, tell me about your feeding.
I fed on my boyfriend, Daddy.
Silas, what about you?
Does he know that I resisted?
He doesn't know.
Oh,
I don't think he does. He doesn't know.
got it.
So you can say whatever you want.
I went and fed how I wanted to feed. I used my wit and my intelligence and secured some blood bags, just as I wanted to.
Good for him.
And Dorian. He ignores because you already explained. Jacques, I
Ignore.
assume yours went well as well. Did you get yourself a meal for the evening?
I ate a gigolo.
That he did.
Oh. And with that, he removes the dominate. You all are brought back to your right state of mind. You feel like he did do something. Not sure what, but you know now, after understanding these disciplines a little bit more, your father definitely used something to try to get an answer out of you.
And is everyone look different? Like, is everyone like when it drops? Do I see? Can I make the connection that something went on here?
You are able, with your intelligence, Silas, you are able to make the connection that, yes, they're kind of broken from that dominate for a moment. Or now, completely.
Got it.
Well, I'm glad that it went well and nothing got too messy. But there's still much work to be done for the four of you. Clearly, there are still some things you are holding on to. Some of you did better than others. Valerie, you get something special for doing so well and being the cleanest, in my opinion, out of the four. Tomorrow, I will be taking you out.
Lucky me.
Sounds like a punishment.
And
Elbow Willow. Elbow Willow. Elbow Willow.
and with that,
That's a punishment.
you all, the sun is coming up soon, so the four of you, it's about that time for you to go into your windowless rooms for another evening to rest until the sun sets again. You all had a night. It's about an hour and a half left before the sun rises. And before we conclude for the evening, there is one last thing that happens. I'm going to need one moment as I consult with my dear Jacques.
Oh no, that's not good.
No.
We don't need to cut to break or anything.
Did we deafen or anything?
Um,
I don't know if you watch stream.
Do you want chat to hear or do you want chat to not hear? That's the
no. It is settled.
Oh, It's been settled.
Dorian,
Oh, rip.
you get a knock on the door,
Good night.
and it's your mother. Your mother looks at you, and she says, "Well, Dorian, you had quite the shouting match with your father this evening."
Yeah, it's been a little while since we got into it. Not since college.
Yeah. I want you to know that I really care for you. You're my son. And I worry for you greatly.
You don't need to worry about me.
I don't want anything to happen to you.
It's gonna be fine. If Dad can navigate this life, or unlife, I can do it. And I can do it better.
I want to believe you, but you're still so young, and there's still so much out there that can harm you. And I want to protect you. I think there's something I need to show you. Something
Okay.
Something about our family. Why don't you come with me, Dorian?
All right. What about the others?
It's
Silas, Val,
don't
Willow?
Don't worry about them. This is something I just want to show you for now, okay?
Okay, Mom.
Okay. And she takes you to the elevator, down the stairs, or down the elevator to the first floor, and you head out into the beautiful Gold Coast. On the water, she walks toward the beautiful scenic view of Lake Michigan, and there are lots of boats parked out by the water. People have yachts and various different sizes of boats, and she kind of waves off somebody, and the two of you get on a boat. She takes you out on a beautiful yacht that you all used to go on as kids. And don't worry, as Kindred, you don't have to fear water. Unless you have that folkloric thing, which I know you took one, but
No,
I don't
did
think
not
water.
take that one.
Okay, your folkloric bane. Hopefully that's not. But I think you're fine. You didn't take that one. As you go out into the ocean, into the lake, your mother, she looks at you solemnly, and she says, "Your father and I have made many enemies in this life. And one thing we've done with our enemies is we take them if they're kindred, and we don't kill them. We stake them and put them into torpor. And we bring their bodies to the bottom of the lake. And so we don't have to worry about our enemies anymore." And
Okay.
one day, Dorian, you may have to do the same if there's somebody you need to take care of. You find a stake, you stake them, and you bring them to this little spot, okay?
Why wouldn't we just kill them?
Well,
Why keep them?
in case we ever need them for something. Questions, interrogations. You've seen the things that your father and I can do. Sometimes it's good to keep them around if we need their resources still. People think that they just go missing for some time, but we can still control their assets while they're stuck at the bottom of a lake. But, Dorian, there's something that I want us to be our little secret, okay? Just you and me.
Sure.
Don't tell your siblings, okay? This is our little secret.
Yeah, of course, Mom.
You see,
What is it?
I want the four of you to be safe. I don't want anybody to harm you, and I'm worried that if there's any sight of weakness, your uncle Jacques, he might say something to the Camarilla. He might say something to the prince. He has that power, you see. He'll say something. And they'll come for you. The sheriff, one of the hounds, they'll come for you. And they'll take you away. Take my little baby boy away. And I don't want them to do that. I don't want them to take you or Silas or Willow or Val.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, Mom. I'm not gonna let that happen.
I won't let it happen either, son. There's a way for us to make sure that they won't do that. You know how? And she brings you out to a portion of the lake, a coordinate that she has. And she reels something down and pulls up. Pulls up one of these bodies. It's a kindred
Fuck.
in a torpor state. She lays the body on the boat. And she looks, this is how we make sure, Dorian, that your uncle will never, ever hurt you. We get power from them. We drain them till there's nothing left. And we make sure that we take their power.
And Dad and Jacques, they don't know about this.
No, this is our little secret. Nobody knows about this, not even your father.
Mom. I wouldn't have expected this from you.
I just
How
want to
long
keep
have you been doing this for?
Many years, Dorian, many years. And it's been many that I've taken. And I'm more powerful than your father or Jacques even know. And if he ever comes for you, or Silas, or Val, or Willow, he won't know what's coming, because he has no idea.
All right.
Now, Dorian, you can have some of this power too if you want.
Yeah. Yeah, Mom, I'm with you. You know, I'm always with you. I won't tell Dad about this. I won't tell Jacques, of course not Jacques, and I won't tell the others for now, but I'm I'm sure you're going to bring them in on this eventually, right?
You see, what we're doing here, it's forbidden among Camarilla law. So not a single person can know about this. Because if it gets out, it wouldn't be good. That's why it's gonna stay between you and me. And nobody else is gonna be in on it.
You're doing this for the family.
This is for you.
For Silas and Willow and Val.
Yes. This is for our family. So that nobody can hurt us. Because now we can finally be a family together.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yes,
That's right. Wait,
I'll do this. We'll
My
do this
sweet boy.
together.
let's do this together. Let's do
Mom,
it.
if
Yes.
we do this, I'm not content to wait until Dad comes for us. You know he's smart. You know that he has plans. I've known for years what he's capable of. Maybe not to this extent, but I've known that he's a killer. If we're gonna do this, then we need to go for him before he comes for us.
I never thought of your father as the threat. It's Jacques that we have to worry about. He has the final say.
Both of them.
Yes. We'll make sure that he doesn't do anything. I'll make sure of it.
And Dorian would fall to his knees beside this torpid vampire, Kindred. And the hunger that he has been pushing off would be welling up inside of him, pushing to the surface as the thought of feeding is just inescapable now. Now he has to do it. He hopes that this was someone of status, someone that might taste good. And with
It
just a
would be.
moment's hesitation, he plunges his fangs into his neck and he starts to feed. He greedily drinks the blood as fast. If a vampire could chug, he would be swallowing this blood as fast as possible and draining him to the very last drop until he dies.
All right. And your mother gently puts a hand on your shoulder as she stands over you while you're on your knees, draining this kindred and diablerizing them. A forbidden act among all clans, among all except one or two sects of the Camarilla, or of the various kindred. A forbidden act that your mother has her son partake in. And we will conclude this session on that. And next week, whoa, blood! And next week, we will roll for the mechanic portion of diablerizing, because there are some things that you get. You get some new powers. I'm actually gonna roll. I'm gonna determine what kindred, what clan this was, and you maybe unlock certain powers. We'll get into that in the next session as Dorian partook in the forbidden act of diablerizing another kindred. And that concludes our session for today. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you to our kindred. Thank you to this lovely clan for all going through individual problems of their own that they're going to have to deal with in several different ways. We will be back with our final episode, not next week, but May 8th, as we will take a short break from this due to travels, but we will have a very special session next week for our Cirque Sophie group, something way more wholesome and happy. But
Surely
also
no emotional damage.
I was gonna say,
whatsoever.
it
I'm
will
going to
likely
soft.
be very emotional, but in a way. So
I'm
feel
gonna
free
get
to
my wedding, damn it.
tune into that. And thanks everybody in chat for hanging out for our second VTM session. We will see you next time and see you tomorrow for Blades in the Dark at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Thanks everybody. Have
Thanks.
a good night.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Nom nom.